at actioninc.com, the Advanced Turnaround Group, subsidiary of Action Industries.
Shop 4th of July savings at the Home Depot right now and get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery, like Samsung. From all-in-one washer dryers to smart refrigerators, upgrade to tech you can trust with Samsung appliances. The Home Depot has what you need to simplify your routine. Don't miss 4th of July appliance savings at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car.
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Keep your golf game sharp in the comfort of your own backyard with Louisiana Turf Company. Our greens look great, roll great, and react great. Don't be fooled by the competition trying to sell you some glorified boat carpet. Trust the pros and golf experts at LouisianaTurf.com. That's LouisianaTurf.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Friday, June 20th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can have a high of 91 and surprise, surprise, some rainy skies here in the capital city. On today's show, we'll give our final thoughts of LSU versus Coastal Carolina in the College World Series National Championship Final. We'll have former LSU outfielder Mikey Matuk at 7:30, and then at 8:30, former LSU pitcher Anthony Renato. We'll also squeeze in some football talk here on this Friday. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester,
Yep, got it. 5 out of 5.
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Ball!
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. Here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo! What is up? Welcome back in. OTB here on this Friday morning. Weekend vibes already all over this place. How could they not be with LSU baseball doing what they did, getting ready to play for a national championship? I just realized I forgot my headphones, earbuds.
Wow.
Yeah, they're in the office. Flynn, tell the people some great stuff for about 90 seconds. Go ahead.
Floor is yours. That was rude.
Yeah, sorry.
What's up,
Walking
people?
off on the set.
I know he did walk off on the set. It's kind of rude.
Yeah, not a foxhole move.
Not a foxhole move at all. So we were thinking about talking here in studio. Taylor, Jordan, we're like, what are we going to do today? What are we going to talk about? Clearly, like, baseball's the move, right?
Is there a game happening this weekend?
There is a game.
I think so.
LSU versus the Canticleers.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Didn't even know that.
There's going to be at least two.
Hopefully. Well, it is. Three.
But then we were thinking to ourselves, we did talk 3 hours yesterday. Oh, my God.
Whoa!
Oh, boy. Jake's walking in here with a birthday cake.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
There you go, sir.
Wow.
Happy 40th birthday.
Oh, thank you. Check this out.
Lordy, Lordy, look who's also 40.
There we go.
We made it, boys.
Let's
Happy
go.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
We
Matt.
defied
40
all
years
odds.
old.
Wow.
Okay, what do we got? We got
What do we got there? What kind of cards we got
Look
on
at
that
these cards.
birthday cake?
So, of course, known card supporters over here, me and Jake. He gave my least favorite people in the world A rookie base card of Theo Johnson.
Who was a part of that incredible break he had the other day.
Man, who is this? I can't even see his name. He's got icing all over.
Oh, you got a Brendan Rice.
I got a Brendan Rice,
son of Jerry.
Ben Sinat, and our guy, everybody's favorite here in Louisiana,
Derek Carr. Happy 40th
Let's
birthday.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
These guys haunt my nightmares in my sports card
Look, if
pools.
you're going to turn 40, like you have to, be in misery a little bit with others. So that is certainly your trio of rookies that you always try to make sure that you pull.
Thank you. I appreciate the cake.
Yeah.
Should we'll cut it here on air sometime.
I brought plates.
We got plates?
I got a knife. I've got forks.
Wow.
2% milk?
Oh.
I dropped the ball there.
You could drink whole milk if you wanted.
I did drop the ball there. I'll get some DoorDash milk.
Look, I can't believe I made it.
Happy birthday.
I'm
my
officially
man.
on the wrong side of 40 now.
You are. How's it feel?
I defied all the odds, and I survived. I've made it.
Officially a man.
Officially a man.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
He's in his Mike Gundy
You're Mike
year as
Gundy
well.
today. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right.
Well
We're in
done.
good company.
Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Well, you've already celebrated your 40th,
Yep, we did
on
it.
an island.
That's right.
So
now I'm coming to work.
And now, just like when I was turning 40, work day.
But I did dress up.
You did.
I got the button up.
You did.
Pearl
Poncho's
caps.
looking good.
Poncho's looking good. Dressed up for my birthday. Got my socks on, my LSU socks. These are the ones that my son Huck made me for Father's Day. Remember I told you the other day, cool sock company. I don't even know who it is, but the kids can draw something on a piece of paper. My wife sent it into the company, and they printed their drawings on these socks. So they got to draw me some socks. How about
that? Pretty cool. Who did the best job? I'm just kidding. Don't pick a child.
Who's your favorite?
Don't do that. I really do think I forgot my headphones. So that was a bit. Like it was a bit to go get your cake.
Yeah.
And then I realized I grabbed the wrong piece of my headphones from my house. So that's just probably karma for throwing those 4 cards on your birthday cake.
What an idiot.
That's that Derek Carr.
I'm leaving the house this morning.
Yeah, it's Derek
and
Carr.
I was going to do it. That was my plan, was to put those 3 human beings on the cake because we talk about it all the time. You're chasing Jaden, you get a Ben Sinat, however you say it. You get him, okay?
And you get excited, too, because you see rookie card. And then you see
a little bit of the commander helmet. Yeah.
And then you get the commander helmet, and you're like, it's Jaden.
Yeah.
Then,
Theo Johnson, you're chasing Malik Neighbors.
Oh.
All right. Brendan Rice, you're chasing Lab McConkey. But I'll be damned if we don't have 100 of these fellas playing around.
About 2 or 3 of the other ones.
Exactly.
The Carr one might be somewhat rare because he was only there like 2 years. So.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Derek Carr one's not rare.
Not very rare.
Not for me, at least. That's kind of brings up, do they have any more car reviews recently?
Oh, so not car reviews, but Homegrown Network's popping off.
Is it popping off?
Oh, yeah.
Did we play the one where they were on the golf course? Were you
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was the week you were out or
It was
not.
pretty electric.
Electric Factory. I mean, those guys are so dynamic behind a camera, in front of a microphone.
Man,
how could you not love the Carr brothers?
This is just putting a bad taste in my mouth. Like I just feel queasy at this point. When
Were
we're talking,
you-
just too much Derek Carr first thing in the morning. What are we?
Were you a supporter?
Oh, who?
Derek Carr.
Hold
I
on.
say were.
Yeah,
Like, everyone's cool now.
Okay, you
We're
know
on
what?
the same
You know what?
page.
You know
when
what?
they made the signing, I'll tell you
Okay.
this, Jordan.
Yeah.
I had 3 other people in this room that were fired up and telling me I was not very smart for hating the Derek Carr signing.
Okay. All right.
So how did you feel? Let's be honest.
Okay.
Because we can
Right
go
hand to
back
God.
in the archives on
Yeah.
social
Not in
media and I
this
can
room.
see
What?
what. No, it's this room.
No.
It was this room.
Right hand to God. Right hand up right now. After watching Andy Dalton throw 2 pick sixes back to back in the Cardinals game, I was ready for a change. I was happy at first when we got Carr because, like I said, we was going through turmoil with Jameis, and you got this Jameis turmoil, and Andy Dalton coming in, and just too much baloney going on. So yes, I was.
So like any change was good change for you.
Any change at this point. Like just bring anybody with a pulse.
Change is exciting.
Yes, bring anybody with a pulse. The wheels came off
paid a lot
very
for that
fast.
pulse.
But they
Yeah.
paid a lot for that just random
Yeah,
random ass change.
I mean, look, it's Mickey. you're relying on Mickey Loomis. Like I said, this is like a used car salesman. Like he's just doing what he's supposed to do. He's gonna sit there and just, blow smoke up here, and just hey, smack his gum. You guys remember the Dennis Allen rant?
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, come on, man.
He compared him to
Chuck
Tom
Nolan,
Landry.
all this.
What are you trying to say? You say he's going to take a piss on you and tell you it's raining?
Oh, for sure. No, he would do that and just tell you he's taking a piss on you.
All right. Let's don't start a Friday talking about Derek Carr and Mickey Loomis.
Well, you brought it on the cake.
I know it was the icing on the cake. Again, no pun intended. I saw it and I go, this has to be on the cake when I'm leaving this morning. It was really a tough decision. I'm like going through the cards. I'm like, there's a lot of people that I could put. I almost put the kicker for the Vikings because you're chasing JJ's. You get the kicker for the Vikings. So Theo had to be on there. Ben had to be on there. I threw Brendan in there because I get a lot of Brendan Rice. We talk about it a lot. And then Derek Carr, of course.
We did good. I just want you to know, too, when you left, we crushed it for about 35 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Electric.
Yeah.
I felt very unathletic trying to walk and also keep the flame of the candle lit.
Well, you did good.
Yeah, it's just big mitts.
I mean, you looked like head waiter bringing out the cake at a crowded restaurant. It was impressive.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, how did I forget? Shout out to Matt Flynn, not Moscona. Flynn. Yesterday, we talked with Jay Johnson.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes,
Talked with Jay Johnson. Great conversation. We kept him like 20-something minutes. But at the end of it, he told us that the team was going to Fleming's. But he couldn't go to Fleming's because he was grinding tape.
Because he's grinding.
That's what he was going to do. He's like, I hope Bear Jones brings us back, a dog bag, a little doggy bag.
That wouldn't happen.
That wasn't going to happen.
He's a big one.
Certainly, if you're going to choose somebody to bring you back a to-go box, it's not going to be somebody nicknamed Bear from Fleming's.
Who's like gigantic.
Stephen Milam, maybe?
Yeah,
Milam. Smaller of a guy.
Curiel feels like a slender guy. Yeah.
Curiel gives a lot of, I need gluten-free. That's
a California hate joke, Jordan. But
I'm here for it.
But we're like, there's no chance. There's no chance. And so, we came up with the idea. Certainly Flynn was leading the charge. Flynn's the one who sent it. I got the information that we needed.
Yep.
I got the intel that we needed. And Flynn put together a hell of a menu from Fleming's and sent it over to Coach Jay Johnson.
We sent him over a smorgasbord. Hopefully he got it and ate it. But we sent him a Fleming's buffet over there. Anything you want, bud. Bulk up. I mean, can you, the man was grinding the night they won. Tape, getting ready. And all day because he said yesterday, if the team advances, that's their victory. They get a steak. That man deserves a steak too.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't need to be eating Taco Bell or anything.
No, he does not need to be eating fast food. He deserved a steak. And so, Coach, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you saw all the things that you needed to see on the Coastal Carolina tape because there's a lot of good there.
Yep.
A lot of good. A lot of notes.
Bone-in ribeye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, Jay Johnson's a good man because I would have had some type of assistant coach go ahead, grab me a to-go plate. Just go ahead, go with the team, bring me something back.
Feels like the coaches were probably in the same area he was watching tape.
Yeah, they probably were not allowed to leave.
Man, somebody go get me something. I need a steak, bro. We just won 2? Oh, yeah. Celebrate.
Whoa, Daniel. Okay, I know that y'all remember from yesterday. Y'all are the loyal listeners. Every single day, maybe there's somebody new listening. Somebody could be tuning in for the first time. So I had to set the scene for what Jay talked about yesterday.
Yeah, guys.
So, maybe a little CTE, OTB. I get it. But there could be new listeners. Jordan wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I don't think that Jordan went on demand and listened to Jay Johnson interview. I'm just going to go out on a limb there and say that Jordan did not do that.
The hell's wrong with you, dude?
Man, hey, man. Yesterday was a long day, Taylor.
Exactly.
So
somebody in this room didn't hear us talk with Jay, so I just thought, I'd set the scene again.
Of the millions of listeners to OTB, every single day, there's got to be a few new ones out there.
Pierce said Jay Steak probably got cold while he was on the phone recruiting. That's probably true.
Probably.
That's probably true. You know what? I'm odd, though. I get my steak rare, so I don't have to have a piping hot steak by any means.
Right. So when you order steaks to go are tricky.
They're tricky.
Because
they're going to cook in the thing, too.
Yeah, you cook them, then you put them in either some paper, like one of those nice cardboard to-goes or a plastic one. God forbid, styrofoam one when you're coming from a nice place like that. But it's going to cook. It's going to cook for a good 10, 15 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
So you got to like cook it a little underdone. But then you're like, are these guys such pros at this restaurant that they already account for that?
Yeah. So a lot went into the medium rare decision that Flynn landed
We went medium rare. Hoping they would.
Yeah. Look, I hope Jay Johnson enjoyed it. I hope he saw all the things he needed to see on the Coastal Carolina film. I hope that the boys are ready to go. In fact, I know they're going to be ready to go, like as much as they can be. That's just who Jay and the coaching staff, that's who they've been this year and every year that they've been here. It's going to be a great series. We're going to break it down multiple times today. We've got Mikey Matuk in about 15 minutes to break it down.
Let's go.
We got Anthony Renato at 8:30 to break it down. And then I'm going to let Flynn talk a little football because I know his baseball takes. I know he's the number one stitch head in Baton Rouge, but we're going to make him branch out a little bit and talk a little football.
I'm the newest. It's like puppy love with baseball right now. It's that new love. I'm excited. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's coming. It's incredible. It's a great feeling. I'm excited.
All right, we'll take our first break of the show. I'll find some headphones. We'll get this thing started when we come back, all right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, you should go to rouses.com. When you go to rouses.com, you type in your zip code. It's going to pull up that store closest to you. It's going to pull up their weekly ad right there in the top right corner of the website. They have always got incredible things going on over at Rouse's. Flynn and I took advantage a couple of weeks ago from some of the specials. You should take care of those specials as well, and Matthew's going to tell you about some of them.
Yeah, Rouse's Market. So they send us these deals, and I'm reading through them. Like, that's pretty darn good. 24-pack half-liter Rouse's spring water, 3 for $9. That's a savings of almost $2.50 when you buy 3. And don't miss Rouse's crazy 88-cent sale. Stock up and save now at Rouse's. Go visit your local Rouse's. They got everything. If you're cooking, you're getting ready to watch the game, whatever you're doing this weekend, Rouse's has you covered. Go to Rouse's anywhere, South Louisiana.
LT, plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
I'm feeling this.
All right.
All right.
A dog hunt. All right. So we're sitting up here talking about Flynn's birthday being today, and Taylor said his wife's is Monday.
23rd.
Right. Shout out. Shout out to my pops. His is today. Shout out to my mom. Hers is tomorrow. Shout out to my daughter. Hers is on the 22nd. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of birthdays.
A lot of birthdays.
A lot of birthdays. You said that
22nd's
anniversary, right?
Wedding anniversary.
Yeah. Shout out.
Let's see, what would that be? 12.
Mine's going to be 18 this year.
Jeez.
18 years. So anniversary, we started talking, your wedding invitation was incredible. It was like a treasure map, one of the coolest ones I've seen. But also, you were a part of my wedding.
Yep.
One of my favorite Flynn stories is we're sitting there, all right, and this is in Shreveport, so a lot of people have driven up from Baton Rouge to Shreveport, and we're sitting there at the rehearsal.
This was off season too, right?
July. So right before we went to camp. July 28th.
Right before the 07 season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're sitting there, we're doing the rehearsal, and we're pot committed. Like the gifts have already been given for groomsmen and everything.
Tuxes have been rented.
And we're sitting there, and we're at the church, and Flynn is sitting next to me, and he leans over, he goes, "Hey, am I an usher or a groomsman in this thing?" I was like, "You're a groomsman, you idiot."
Yeah, dummy.
You rented the tux. You got a groomsman gift. What are you talking about? It was on brand for you, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. It was on brand.
What am I doing here?
It was hey, Bob. Groomsman or usher in this thing?
Yeah, am I walking people down this aisle or what?
You did. You did great, I'm sure.
We nailed it. What a great wedding.
Probably so.
Had a great time.
It was a good time. Up in the Port City.
I remember doing a little partying in the Port City after a rehearsal dinner or something. It was one of the nights because we were there for a couple nights, right? And seeing the town, having a couple pops, and I remember being at this one bar with your boys. I can't remember if you were there at that point of the night or not, but I met the guy who apparently, this is according to him, had created the old video game Doom.
Really? I was not there. Yeah.
Created the whole thing, built it out.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
And so apparently, I think he might be from Shreveport, or maybe he was just in town, just taking in the sights.
Pretty big video game.
I was like, yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
One of the first ones.
I was like, whoa, dude, you're like super famous.
Yeah.
But not really. But
Shreveport stays open pretty late, so it was a.
What time does Shreveport stay open?
6. Everything downtown stays open till 6.
Till 6?
Yeah.
That's too much.
Did you probably stay out?
I might
until
have.
around that time?
I don't know. Celebrating.
Gosh, I do remember a couple of our teammates that were there were in an altercation in Tigerland in Baton Rouge before they drove up to Shreveport.
Like a physical?
If it's in Tigerland, it got physical.
Physical?
It got physical.
And they had a situation where some frat guys tried to outnumber them. And so they had some scrapes and some bruises. Now, they got the best of them, but...
It never really worked out, though.
They showed up.
From the other side.
No, it didn't. But they showed up, and it was funny. It was like, oh, yeah, you definitely got in a bar fight.
Yes. Oh, so here we go. In the chat here. Yes, ID Software was founded in Shreveport. They made Doom and Quake.
Let's go, Port City.
Port City.
All right. You met somebody that... Maybe he's not famous, but he's pretty important.
Probably the most important.
Yeah.
So it's real. He didn't lie to me.
Yeah,
that was like the
biggest takeaway I got.
First-person shooter game. It was on PC, right?
It was a PC.
Where's T-Bob when you phone a friend?
It's a T-Bob question. I'm not
phone
gonna lie.
a friend because I think it is though.
I mean, it's got to be. It was the first big one.
Like that came out.
Let's look it up.
And I know that game, and I mean that's probably as old as me.
Oh, it's definitely older than you.
Yeah,
because I remember playing
I know
around the age when you'd have been born.
They made the movie about it. I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Of course
was in
he
it.
was.
Of course.
Obviously,
The Rock
this was
was
early Rock acting.
They needed a male cast in something, so they went with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. LSU in Omaha still. Don't know if you know that. Getting ready to take on Coastal Carolina tomorrow. And there is a lot of purple and gold that is heading to Omaha. Eventually, some point in the show, we're going to have a live check-in with Alondra. She is on the road to Omaha.
Right. Did they make it?
I have no idea. I have zero idea. But she's on the road to Omaha, so we'll see. We'll see where they're at, if they made it.
We got a few updates on their playlist, their road trip playlist. It was pretty good for a little bit.
Road trip playlist can make the trip
extremely
go by
important.
fast,
Extremely important.
or it can make it drag on.
Yeah, I've kind of stopped in my elder age now, spending the time and the stress of having to be a DJ or make a playlist. I just let technology do it. I usually just go on there, whether it's whatever you prefer, Spotify, Apple Music, and just type in whatever you're doing. Playing golf on a Wednesday afternoon, there's playlists for that.
Oh, yeah.
They just pop right up.
Yeah. Well, now on Spotify, they have your own personal DJ.
Personal DJ, yeah.
It just takes whatever you listen to and just
DJ kind of ends up just repeating the songs you've been listening to.
Yeah,
It's
and
not like
also,
giving you some
I
new
don't
picks.
know Spotify. I do Apple Music, but I will say, if you have children, your algorithm is not going to be what you want it to be, because there's going to be a lot of Baby Shark that is mixed in there that it's going to think,
drive you
this
crazy.
guy loves Baby Shark. And so it's going to put Baby Shark in 7 different versions of Baby Shark into your playlist. That's the problem.
You have 7 different versions without looking. Normally, I'm having to scroll to find them. I'm a big Baby Shark fan over here, so
I can definitely actually see you
Yeah.
listening to Baby Shark.
except I switch it. Like I stole it from Ted Lasso, but I do Taylor Sharp.
Okay. All right.
It builds it's a confidence builder for sure.
Yeah, just gets the blood flowing. Gets the blood flowing.
Sharp doo-doo. A lot of doo-doo doing around here at this show.
Yeah, you joke and have fun with that. Eventually, whenever you have children, we'll come back and we'll revisit that question with the Baby Shark.
It's gonna go crazy by then.
Yeah.
They have like a Baby Shark dubstep. Be all over that.
I think.
There's no doubt they do.
We'll find one. Look, I gotta drive. I'm only driving like 2 hours today, but we'll find one on the playlist.
We found one year we found trap Christmas music.
They got everything out there.
What's
to
her
play on the
name?
show.
Big Frida or whatever. Big Frida got a whole New Orleans trap
Hell
Christmas
yeah.
playlist.
Let's go. So I did see a clip recently that I don't know if it was an American city or where it was, but it was a place in town where there was some people sleeping outside on the street near a business, and there was a lot, and they were afraid it was going to hurt their own business. So they set up a speaker that blasted outside, and they played Baby Shark loud on loop, and it cleared everybody out.
Oh, that's actually
no more.
That's very smart.
So and at night
trying
when
to
they
get rid
close
of
down,
somebody, yeah.
boom, Baby Shark.
It will make you
They
have
gone.
It's like
thoughts
a
that you certainly
CIA torture method or something like that.
Exactly. No, it's what it is.
Yeah, I said it's like a torture method.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
All right. When we come back,
Stitchhead.
I swear we will get this thing started. We will not see a squirrel. We will catch up with an LSU baseball legend. Mikey Matuk will join us here on the show. Excited for that conversation. Certainly want to get his thoughts on how everything played out the other night, what it looks like facing Coastal Carolina, and we'll have all that for you when we jump back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right.
Weekend beers.
If you are lucky enough to be in Omaha, there is not a better beer to tailgate with than Dos Equis. Even if you're not tailgating, which you probably are, but if you're not, once you get into the stadium, great stadium beer. If you flew to Omaha, it's a great airport beer. No matter the situation, at the beach, at the lake, at the pool, at the house, at the restaurant, it is always a good idea to go for Dos. Drink Dos Equis responsibly.
Tell you what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to fire up the grill. Maybe give me a flank steak. Maybe give me some burgers. I'm going to fire it up. There's nothing like a grilling beer to me. So get ready to watch the Tigers. Watch the Tigers. Get a Dos Equis. Get that cold Mexican lager. Go for Dos. Go for Dos with Dos Equis.
There it is. The extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Except when LSU baseball is in Omaha, we're getting ready to play for a national championship. That gets us more locked in to LSU baseball. Big voice lady. Before we get to our guy, Mikey Mata, good enough to join us on video coming up here. Let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
GoFlowIV.com. Probably not a bad idea to go ahead and go see them today, tomorrow.
Be proactive with it.
Be proactive because, there's going to be some things you are going to be deleting probably on Saturday, getting ready for the LSU baseball game, and we're going to do that now. Mikey Matug joins us. Mikey, what's up, brother? How we doing?
What's happening, guys? How we doing this morning?
Fantastic. Flynn's 40 today.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thanks,
40's the new
buddy.
30, man. You look great. You look great.
We make it the new
See,
30, Mikey.
That's a good friend that tells you something like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
the
have
first
this-
nice thing anybody
It's all
said.
that my eye. It's all that my eye, keeping you hydrated.
That's exactly right. Thank you, sir.
Oh, man.
That's it.
Mikey, how about the other night? Baseball, and you say it, everybody around the game's always said it, 27 ounce. You got to get there. It doesn't matter what it looks like before the 27th out. You have to get all 27. What a wild game that was in Omaha against a really good baseball team that you now finish 4-1 on the year against.
Yeah, it was an insane game, and I have to admit, for after all that stuff had happened and we go down 2 runs, it kind of felt like, all right, just get ready for Thursday. And then Curiel gets on, you're like, well, wait a minute. And then once they walked Fry, I was like, man, I think they got a shot. And then the shortstop kind of had a brain fart there and decided to go get the lead runner. And after he did that, I said, we're gonna win the game. I didn't think it was gonna be as chaotic as going off the clavicle and kicking off to the foul line and doing those types of things. But credit the boys for staying in it and staying locked in and coming up with the big hits. And look, that play in left field is a tough play as a left fielder. Top spin, line drive, really hard hit. Should be made. No excuse there. Hard play though, and obviously doesn't get made. And look, and I hate to say this, and I don't want to kick a man while he's down, but Arkansas they just can't figure it out in Omaha, man. They just they've had some opportunities and they just hadn't figured it out. And LSU's the opposite. You know, they got the magic behind it, and sometimes that's all it takes to win a national championship.
There's so many ways, you're right, that the left fielder, like it's not as easy as it looked, but there's so many ways he could have played, the fly ball or line drive to him. And the shortstop's one thing, and that's just like there's no reason to do that, but one of the best shortstops in the country does it. But for the left fielder, like if you're playing left field, would you have just allowed that to hit in front of you, let one run to score, still keep the tying run, on third base, or maybe even second?
So no, I don't think so. I think that's a play that you catch, right? Yeah. That's a catchable ball. It's not like he had to go a far ways to get it. I think he just misjudged it off the bat, and he took a drop step, and then he couldn't gather his feet, and he kind of slipped. And very unfortunate for him for that to happen in that situation. But for me, that's one that you just got to make the play on, because you don't want to let it drop, because then you let it drop and it looks really bad. And it's like, well, how come you didn't catch that? You're not really going after it. Yeah. And it was hit far enough to where he should have caught it. I think he just got crossed up. And honestly, man, the shortstop. And here's what I think, and I have experience because I've had a brain fart when I was playing at LSU. I think he forgot Fry got walked. I think he thinks that there was only a guy on second base, and he was actually making the correct play, to be honest with you. Like, he'll never admit that, and that could be completely wrong. Yeah. But I really do think that he forgot there was a guy on first base, and he thought he was making the right play.
Mikey, so like baseball is so like there's so much pressure that builds up, and it's Jake and I of course played football, and there's a lot of pressure on it, but it's so fast paced. You don't have a lot of time to like sit there and like bask in that pressure and like think about it and have a million things going through your head. But in a situation like that, where Arkansas, that they're trying to like get over a hump, and between every pitch, between every inning, between every at bat, it feels like the pressure just builds up. And then, just like you said, it's easy to have a brain fart, and it's easy for like people to watch it and be like, "Oh, he should never do that," blah blah blah. But as a player, like things like that do happen. Just like you said, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Like forget that Fry got walked. But in your experience, when pressure is building like that, building, what is something that you leaned on? Was it teammates? Was it coaches? And LSU always seems to thrive in that situation. Because tell me about like those situations and what kind of sets LSU apart.
No, that's a great question, because that's the that's kind of the make or break deal, right? Like that's kind of what turns a guy into an elite all-star type player in the big leagues, or a guy who's just going to be solid and do his things but not really rise up. And so for me, I really wanted to control my breathing. And I know that kind of sounds cliche, but that really is was for me the best way. I'm a very high strung person. If you ever watched me play, I was very emotional, and I was a very high strung, energetic player. And so in those situations where the pressure kind of built, I needed to kind of bring myself back down, and then I needed to kind of almost look at it from like the stands, right? Like, all right, what's the situation here? All right, there's a guy on second base. If I'm playing left field, there's a guy on second base. If the ball's hit to me, to my left, to my right, or if this play happens, you try to kind of envision what's going to happen, and you kind of figure out how you're going to play that so that when that happens, you're ready. And so for me, it's, the instinctual part of it is very important. But then once your heart rate gets extremely high and you don't slow your breathing down, that instinctual part goes away, and you kind of panic and you figure it out, and it's hard to figure out. And so for me, it was slowing my breathing down, and it was, trying to, foresee what's going to happen.
And now LSU gets set, Mikey, to take on Coastal Carolina, a team that has not lost a baseball game since late April. I don't care who you're playing. And look, I think the Sun Belt's a good baseball conference, but I don't care who you're playing. You do that. That's impressive. They are a program that is labeled a mid-major, but they do not have a mid-major feel. They've won a national championship. We kind of compared them to Gonzaga in basketball, to Boise State in football. Like, that's who they are. Like, they are a standard of, what you would call mid-majors. They're not going to be intimidated, right? They had to go through LSU in 2016. They've won that national championship. Jay Johnson's lost a series to them in Omaha. So, they're going to have the confidence that they can come and take down LSU. What about from the other side of it, though? Like, what do you want to see mentally from LSU getting ready for Coastal, who, again, is going to be tabbed the Cinderella, the mid-major, even though that's really not factual?
Yeah, look, Coastal's a wagon. Now, we talked about this a little bit. I think it was last week. They're a really good team. And they pitch it really well. They have a lot of guys in their pitching, in their rotation, on their staff that can go out there and get you big innings. And so they're not going to be intimidated. They're undefeated in Omaha. They've won 26 straight games. In my opinion, they're due for a loss. Winning 20, you ain't going to win every single game you play. And so, they're really good. But on LSU side, I think you have to look at it as, look, they got out of, in my opinion, the harder side of the bracket. You beat Arkansas twice, who's probably, they're probably the top two teams talent-wise in the World Series. You have all of your pitching staff ready. You have your number one and your number two in line to start. And you've already proven that you can come back in dramatic fashion. And to me, I don't care about the 26 games. I think you have just as much momentum going into the finals as they do. And, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a really good series, and I think it's going to be a really a good battle. But, I think with Kate Anderson and Ianson, I'd take LSU against anybody.
Mikey, tell me about the beautiful emotional roller coaster that is Jared Jones at bats right now. It seems to me that he is so respected and loved and beloved by his teammates, and to see him struggle early on in the World Series and then come up with such the clutch hits and the clutch moments that will put his name in Tiger lore forever already, right? But just tell me what he's meant to the team, and then going forward into this national championship series, what he needs to do. And he's been such a great story. I just want to hear your thoughts on him overall.
Yeah, he's awesome. I've gotten to know him. I've gotten to know him since he was a freshman, and the maturity that he has shown from his freshman year until now, and the growth that he has shown, and the self-awareness that he has of himself is extremely impressive, and it's kind of rare for, a young guy to have all of that. But, baseball is a hard game. It'll beat you down, and it's as mentally tough of a game as anything out there. And the way he's overcome, 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. Listen, I've been there, and it ain't fun. That is a look in the mirror type thing. Like, what the hell am I doing? And to do that in the first game of Omaha on the national stage and then come back and play the way he's been playing, like, it talks about that shows how strong he is mentally and how good of a person he is. And obviously he's the leader on the team. And when you do that as the leader on the team, and you have the other guys that see you do that, that just raises everybody else's confidence, and that puts them in a position to be able to overcome that stuff. Because if he was pouting and he was throwing stuff and he was kind of putting himself down, that's not a good look for the other guys who are kind of looking to him for, motivation or whatever that may be. So, I think on that side of it, it's huge. And then, for me, watching what he's done, the game-to-game adjustments, letting the ball travel. Because, look, over the last month and a half, he's been in between velocities. And what I mean by that is, he's been late on the fastball, early on the breaking ball, not feeling very comfortable. It's the worst place you can be as a hitter. And so, he was starting to get a little jumpy. That's why he was fouling pitches off, and he was swinging at pitches up in the zone. It's just things that happen throughout the course of a season for hitters. And, and Jay talked about it. They go off the slider machine and trying to let the ball travel a little bit more. And, you saw that with the home run to right center. So you can see that he has bought into that plan, and he's accepting that plan, and he's staying on sliders. And, he's done what he needed to do. And he's obviously the reason why LSU's in the championship. And I think that if he continues to do that with the staff that Coastal has, I think he's going to have a lot of success.
Catching up with our guy, Mikey Matug, here on OTB. Mikey, I want you to walk me through a situation that, we've never really been through. As football players, like, if you're playing in the game, a lot of times, like, you've already been involved in the game. You're either on special teams and maybe you get thrown into offense or defense, or you're a starter, or you're a rotational piece, but you have integrated yourself into the game, and usually pretty early. But Jake Brown coming off the bench as a pinch hitter, all right, in the sixth inning. All right, so, like, my football mind, like, I can't – it's like, coming off the bench late in the third quarter and saying, hey, go score us a touchdown when you hadn't really done anything. What's the mindset there? And in the biggest spot to that point, certainly, of the game, you take out the guy that led you an average in the SEC to place Jake Brown into the game. Is a hell of a move by Jay. What is Jake Brown thinking in that moment?
Man, the pinch hitting situation is the hardest situation in baseball, especially in college when you don't have a cage to go and get loose in every other inning. And what Jake Brown has been able to do as a pinch hitter and as a guy coming off the bench in those, because he's not getting pinch hit when the game's out of hand.
Right.
He's pinch hitting when the game is, when you need him to come up with a big hit. And he does it time and time and time again. And that is extremely hard to do. And for to do that, you have to be locked in mentally the whole game. You have to understand what situations you may come into play. And when you're there, you've got to be ready to go out and swing it. Maybe the first pitch and maybe the seventh pitch of the at-bat. And it just seems like every time he comes in, he gets a hit. Listen, I'm a huge Jake Brown fan. I think Jake Brown is going to be a superstar next year. I think he's a 15 home run guy next year, and I think he's a first-team All-SEC type talent. Super athletic, can do everything at the plate, beloved by his teammates. And to be able to go and do that and accept your role, that says a lot about him, because he should be playing every day. Yeah. It's just the way the lineup is, it's the way the team is structured, and you have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things, and the team is better when everybody's playing. And he's accepted that, and man, that's unbelievably impressive to be able to come in, especially in that moment, and bases loaded and go oppo and get a base hit and get 2 RBIs. It's just, he's done it all year, and you just kind of expect it to happen now.
That's so hard to do. I mean, coming in with a clean uniform in a pressure situation.
Well, that's like you coming in off the bench with in the 2-minute drill. If the quarterback gets down, you have to throw a 35-yard post route over the middle and against Alabama.
Exactly
first pass of the game.
Yep. In the moment, this can't be too big.
Get him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, backed up on 4th down, right?
All right.
All right, Mikey, we're going to put some pressure on you here. Give me some, how do you think the series is going to play? What's your predictions? Just tell us what you think is going to happen this weekend.
I think it's gonna be a lot similar. It's gonna be very similar to the Arkansas series. I think it's gonna be very reliant on pitching. I think both sides are gonna pitch, are gonna throw the ball really well, so it's gonna be hard to score. I think the team who's able to, manufacture runs, and I'm not saying necessarily bunt, but the teams that are able to get on base through walks and getting hit and working counts, not necessarily like getting base hits. I think that's the team that's going to win, and the team that obviously gets the more base hits with runners in scoring position. I love Anderson. I love Einstein. I love that they got 2 days off, and so everybody's going to be ready. Look, I want to say LSU is going to sweep because I really do think that Anderson and Einstein are the two best in the country. But Coastal's hot. I think LSU wins it in 3. I think they have to go to a Monday game. I think they win it in 3. And somebody is going to come up with a clutch base. And I've been saying it all series. I think Ashton Larson is going to get a pinch hit situation. He's going to drive a guy in. It's going to be in a big moment. I really do.
Yeah.
He was on deck. I think it was last game, and it just didn't work. He ended up not getting the at bat, but I think he's going to get a big pinch hit at some point in this series.
Oh, that's a great call, and certainly somebody that I can root for after the way he's handled this year. He is Mikey Matuk. Check out Mic'd Up Monday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time on YouTube. Also Fridays at 1 p.m. Central Time with him and Jay Mitch. Mikey, we appreciate it as always, bud.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all enjoy. Have a good morning.
All right, you as well, man. Getting me fired up for some LSU baseball. We will step away, close out hour number 1. Actually, I just go ahead and sweep. Hour number 1 going to be in the books. One more segment coming back your way here on OTB.
Off the bench.
I mean, look, I'll take it any kind of way you can get there. But to a team that hasn't lost since the April, it might take one more game. All right, go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. It's not too late. I mean, 7:50 a.m. if you want to call Miss Lisa Sessions right now and say, hey, I need a rental. I need something pretty big. We are heading to Omaha. Or you're not going to tailgate. You don't have family. Maybe it's just you. Maybe like you got a pass to go to Omaha. Get a hybrid. Get a sedan. Get something like really good on gas mileage and just enjoy the smooth drive. Like whatever it is. If you want to go to Omaha, if you want to rent a vehicle, per day rental prices, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Conveniently located on Airline near Goodwood. But if you don't want to get over there, go to their website. Check out what they have on the lot there. Start the appraisal of your current car, the buyback, whatever it is. That's All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, 225-433-0105.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
You gotta believe. Dream, believe, you gotta believe, dream, believe, you gotta believe, whole team on wild.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Sports!
Does anybody know who directed Staying Alive the movie?
No, I do not.
Can I take a guess? Barry Gibb. Just a guess.
No.
Yeah, I was like, no chance that's right.
Staying Alive the movie?
Staying Alive, John Travolta, the movie. Who was the director of the movie?
Wait,
stop Googling.
Is that the name of the movie?
Yeah, Staying Alive. John Travolta. He's a dancer.
I have no idea.
Jordan?
Francis Coppola.
Martin Scorsese.
Not bad guess.
I don't think that movie's quite long enough for Martin Scorsese.
The
Michael
director of Staying Alive with John Travolta, Sylvester Stallone.
Next
Wow.
guess.
Would have never
next
guessed
guess.
that. Would have never guessed that.
Also wrote it. How about Rocky? That's
Rocky.
a meathead with a brain right there.
Huh.
The fight scene for Rocky 2 was just, not the fight scene, the training scene, amazing.
1983, Staying Alive.
Sly Stallone,
Why did I think it
director.
was called Saturday Night Fever?
That is a John Travolta movie.
We'll be back. Hour 2.
All right.
Off the bench.
We got to freshen up on that movie history there.
No, I'm good. You gotta know random facts like that. You know it's not random? Goodwood. YourGoodwood.com is the website. Get everything scheduled right there on the homepage, bottom right corner of said homepage. Got a list of conditions they can help you out with. You got pricing right there on the homepage of the website. There is no reason not to get in contact with them. If you are going through something, they are going to help you get to the bottom of it. They have the answers. YourGoodwood.com.
Yeah, if there's a problem, get it fixed. They got the technology out there. Go to yourgoodwood.com for as little as $125 a month, whether it's hormone replacement, whether it's sexual wellness, sexual health, whatever it is, you can get it set up for as little as $125 per month. Give them a call today, 225-443-9663.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Friday, June 20th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 91. In hour 2 of today's show, former LSU pitcher Anthony Renato hops on at 8:30. We'll continue to break down LSU versus Coastal Carolina and maybe dip into some college and NFL football. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Welcome back in OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Jordan, what do you mean science getting denied is crazy? Are you a sheep?
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm a sheep, but science does come in clutch every now and then.
There's a lot of differing opinions on science on the show. You'll learn that.
I see. I mean, in the intro is science gets denied here.
Yep.
And we should have our own thought process.
Science does not get denied. Science gets questioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is the point of science.
Oh, question. Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. Questioning, yes.
So don't be a sheep.
I can't deny it though. I can't deny it sometimes. Some
question
things I can't
everything.
deny.
Got to question everything.
Oh, you got to, man. Look, when they give us technology like this, I hate when people ask a question like, bro, we have AI and Google now, like that can give you that snap of a finger. Like, you don't have to sit there and ask stupid questions. Like, we have those.
Yeah, but who's putting those inputs?
Who's behind that?
Who's behind
Yep.
that?
Who's behind the Google
Who's
searches?
the puppet master?
The man.
Who's that?
That's the $1 million question. Who is the man?
A lot of people don't.
You got to be careful. A lot of people use, and AI is certainly a great tool and a resource. You got to be careful.
Oh yeah,
it's not always right.
I would say we destroy it.
And if you use
from
it
the ground up,
you should check your work. I think.
Yeah.
Should you?
I think you should.
It's advanced so much though. Like my last 2 years of college, we just got.
Oh, don't
AI.
let me have that in college.
Yeah, like it's so much. It's ridiculous how far it's gone in this like I say, a short amount of time.
You got
Like,
they got the one now where it's like an essay writer for you. And you can put in specific things and be like, make sure this is not plagiarized, and it'll cite all the work and everything. Boom, it spits it out in like 10 minutes.
It's you're right, Jordan. It's come so far that it's absolutely horrifying.
Oh, without a doubt. Have y'all been seeing those new like AI videos where there's like a human person vlogging? Like they're vlogging and it looks like a real person doing it.
Yeah, they have like the videos now that I've seen the last couple of weeks that you cannot tell the difference.
Yeah, I don't believe anything.
You would have to like use another AI source to tell me if this video is AI or not.
And that's the problem, because at first it was more like, oh yeah, this is gonna be getting my parents like, oh man, my grandma gonna see something and just believe it. Now I'm like, damn, I kind of believe it. I don't know.
I know, right?
It's bad, man. It's scary.
I say, let's pass some laws to destroy it.
I think
ChatGPT ain't worth it, people.
I think we're too far. I think AI is gonna start like, going against us, going against the grain. Like, I'm not going nowhere. You can't turn me off.
Not this last one, but the one before, the Mission Impossible was about, wasn't it AI? That was kind of the bad guy.
Was it Ghost Protocol, or was that 2?
No, it was Reckoning.
Oh, Final Reckoning?
This is Final. That one
was just Reckoning?
Something Reckoning.
Yeah, the bad guy was AI or something like that, right? Yeah.
Oh, look.
Spoiler if you haven't seen that one, guys.
Well,
Bad guy's
it's
AI.
like in the first 30 seconds of the movie.
I'm reading a book right now. It's the latest in the series of the Terminal List series.
Oh, yeah.
Great books.
Good
by the
show.
way. I say reading, listening to them, obviously.
Okay.
And
More than I'm doing.
it's about AI, and it's got some about AI, and I'm not even going to get into it. But it's
you did great there. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is terrifying.
You did great getting into it.
Good breakdown, man. Book breakdown.
No, I'm just telling you. I was going to bring up
Lynn's
another
Finders.
country that
we're beefing
might
with.
want to destroy America.
Yeah, there's a couple countries like that.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like I was going to do that on a Friday. But we did look up in the break that basically I was right.
Staying Alive.
Staying Alive is a sequel.
Sequel to Saturday Night Fever.
So basically I was right, which got me thinking, what is your favorite, or you can do it like top 2 or 3, John Travolta movies?
Face Off.
That's a chalk answer.
That's a good one. Broken Arrow with him and Christian Slater's really good.
Not bad. It's not bad. Underrated. Grease. I'm not gonna act like I'm too cool. Did I say Grease?
No, and
Isn't
that's
a
an
good
iconic one too. Like,
Great movie. Look Who's Talking.
Look Who's Talking was the one that
great.
I went to.
Yeah.
I went Face Off, then I went Look Who's Talking, and Look Who's Talking 2, and Look Who's Talking
now.
Bingo. Pulp Fiction.
See, that was mine, but I didn't want to be chalky.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction.
That one.
I mean, it's fine. We're trying
ensemble cast, and so obviously you think of him. He's one of the main characters, but there's so many good characters in that. Like when you ask about someone,
English,
kind of forget
yeah,
about
like
some of those, you know what
for
I mean?
sure. Swordfish.
No.
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 Don't like it.
You're not gonna get me with Swordfish.
Why? Halle Berry. Nothing.
Outside of that, what's it got?
That is a
Hugh
very
Jackman,
good point.
is that right? Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman's in it.
What else we got?
We got LSU baseball, game 1, Saturday,
Chanticleers.
6 p.m. Central Time. Game 2, Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Game 3, if necessary, going to be Monday, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Man, I know why you do it. It's for rest and to get the guys back. It's 3 straight days. But, man, gosh, a day baseball game. I like going to a day baseball game, but under the lights just hits different when you're playing for it all.
You wanted to feel special.
Yeah.
You wanted to feel special.
And we're so good with the lights on.
Literally, though. Man, you know what? That's funny you say that, Jake, because what is a sporting event that you would rather prefer in the daytime than nighttime?
I mean, the big NASCAR races are all during the day.
I mean, that makes sense, obviously. But
football hits better at night.
Football, it's not even remotely close. And by the way, speaking of Big Ten Bob Carpenter sent me a message at 4:47 a.m.
Sure, working out.
And said, "Tell Flinner happy birthday for me."
Oh,
wow,
what a guy!
Yeah,
Shout
so his
out.
first thing, he's probably in his 8th set of 110s when he sent
This
that.
birthday's gone nationwide.
But speaking of that, speaking of the Big Ten, Bobby and I talk about this all the time, and he's used to it, so it's like not a big deal. I'm like, no big football game should be played at brunch. It shouldn't. And you hear people like, oh my gosh, you can go to the tailgate early, you can go to the game, you can go to the bars after. I'm
Sounds
like,
terrible.
That's
You could do
not
that anyways.
That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is I show up to campus early, right?
Got to park.
Plenty of time.
Yeah. I park. I go watch the games that are already on. I'm eating. I'm drinking. Pacing yourself a little bit, and you allow the campus to just build energy with each passing hour.
Yes.
With each game that's on, like when it finishes up, the energy just continues to build.
Yeah, you feel it. You really feel it.
And
in
then
the
by
air.
the time you get to under the lights, like if there was a roof, it would be ready to pop off.
Oh yeah.
Like the build up in a big time night game compared to a day game.
Yeah.
A day game, you don't even have time. Like even as players, it's like wake up, get on the bus, pregame, go. But for a night game, like you get all day to go over things, think about things. Not chase ghosts, but try to make sure you have everything covered. And then like on campus, the field, the lead into a big game, the hanging out.
You can smell it in the air.
There's no doubt about it.
Different.
Like no big time football game should be kicked off before 3:30.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's
agree.
early.
I agree.
Yeah.
Earliest.
What was the
3:30.
game? What was the game in the Big Ten this year that played at 11? It was Ohio State. And
Name the game.
It was
Like Indiana versus Ohio State.
You might be right.
Yeah.
It was at the end of the season, and it was like 2 top 5 teams playing.
Might have been that game.
And I remember listening to y'all talk about it on this show. It was an 11 o'clock game there, and the Big Ten was like, nope, this is when it's going to be, and we're not changing.
That's their thing, though. Like the big noon kickoff. Like they love it.
So like when I was in Green Bay playing, it was you get a lot of noon games in the NFL, of course, because that's the time slots, right? So we had a lot of noon games in Lambeau Field. Then we'd have a couple of night games, and you go to like Wisconsin, the nicest, kindest people in the world. They're not aggressive. They're not anything, right? So at a noon game, it was like I would describe it as like bring your grandkids to the ballpark, to the stadium type of deal. Like you'd go in there,
right?
It's a bunch of people being nice. They're all like holding signs up like "We love the Packers" and like "Go Aaron" and whatever. School,
Go Flynn.
Yeah, have a great play, guys.
Yeah.
But then when the night games came, you would think that it was like Saturday night in Death Valley. Like it was a completely different population, a different feel. And I don't know how to explain, as a player, when you get off a bus or you enter a stadium or enter the atmosphere, LSU players, when you're riding that bus and get on the hill, like it's not even the noise sometimes. You can just feel low energy or you can feel high energy. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's the sound waves in the air. I don't know what it is, but you can feel it. Whether it's happening or not, you have no idea. You're getting off a bus.
Yeah.
You step off a bus and you can just feel if there's good energy or there's no energy. And it is it's a shame that
I can tell you. So we played y'all one year in San Diego. Y'all were undefeated. Y'all were like 11-0, and we were like 9-2. Like we were really good. Y'all were really good, and we almost we made a comeback. It was a great football game. It actually rained in San Diego, which never happens. It was a great football game though, and that was a day game. Like so, that should have been like peak.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, we played like a bad Raiders team on a Thursday night, and it was juiced. Juiced. I mean, they were terrible, but it was still like, this is a Thursday night. Nobody else is playing right now.
Yeah.
It's all
Rivalry.
us. Yeah. And, obviously, like the Packers had a ton of fans too, but when we played the Raiders, we were outnumbered in our own stadium. Yeah. Right. So that brought some juice to it as well. So
I remember playing Monday and Thursday night games are always the worst. Thursday was a little bit better than Monday, but Monday night was the worst because usually if you have a night game, like you get to chill in your hotel room, you get to watch other games.
Yeah.
On Monday night, you have all your meetings, and then you have like this 3, 4, 5 hours of downtime that normally you could get with your teammates, talk about the game coming up, and watch other people play, just to like get your mind off everything.
Yeah.
But on Monday Night Football, you get back to your hotel room and you got to watch Days of Our Lives, or midday cable television.
The Price is Right,
The Price is Right. There's nothing on TV, so it's like, man, what am I gonna do? How do I get my mind off of everything? Because like you're not studying, you're not cramming. like Hayes in the barn at that point, right?
If you're watching too much, then it's like we always talk about chasing ghosts, and you're chasing things that you don't need to, and you're creating problems that aren't there.
That was always the worst, though. It's like, how do I fill 4 hours? You know what? Get me on the early bus to the stadium today.
Oh, yeah. I was always an early bus guy anyway.
I was usually early bus.
I wanted to walk. I wanted to get out. I wanted to walk around. I wanted to get a feel. I wanted to get a little Toradol in the IV. You know, the important stuff.
Important stuff in life.
I hate to give them credit because I hate these guys, but like, when I'm at home, I could be watching on TV. I see a Monday night game in Philly. Like, I'm fired up on my couch. Like, that place is electric on a Monday night. Like, that's incredible.
Most electric NFL stadium that you played in? I feel like people ask us that question in college.
Yeah, you don't hear it as much.
But
in the
nobody
NFL.
really asks you in the NFL.
Well, it's 100%. A night. It would be a night situation. So I had the most night games in Green Bay. So that place could get very electric.
Yeah.
Seattle Stadium.
Very loud.
Seattle's good.
Wild.
Yeah, the Legion of Boom. That was scary. That was like a death sentence. You had to go to the Legion of Boom.
I mean, you're gonna lean more NFC because that's where you spend a bulk of your time.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean more AFC.
I feel like Baltimore would be crazy.
Baltimore's not bad.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's better.
Yeah. Yinzers.
Kansas City's college.
Oh,
Kansas, you're right.
Arrowhead's college.
We did play in Kansas City a lot.
They were so bad when I first got into the NFL. Brody Croyle was their quarterback. And then the next year, I think Tyler Thigpen, speaking of Coastal Carolina, was their quarterback.
Some Damon Heward mixed
They
in there.
were bad. He was there at some point. They were bad. And it was packed to the gills. And it was late in the season.
Yeah.
And that place also can change on you in the snap of a finger. We go there one year. It's like 70. Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
We go to halftime, and we come back out, and it's like low 30s with the most wind you've ever seen in your life. Everybody got so sick because of the drastic change just like immediately in weather. Like on the plane, everybody was miserably sick. Like that place has things that no other NFL stadium, in my opinion, have with the weather, with the fans, and with no matter how good or bad they are, they're going to be there.
Yeah, the Arrowhead is built different for sure. That fan base shows out, and when like even on TV, you can kind of tell watching the games.
Oh yeah,
they do all the pregame. Yeah. We went there 13-0 in 2011. We were coming off a Super Bowl in 2010. We were 13-0, an incredible team, probably better than the year before.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good that we were just gonna go 19-0 that year.
Yeah.
And then Kansas City. Who was the coach that got fired the week before we got there?
So Todd Haley?
Todd Haley got fired.
Yeah.
I believe Romeo Crennel was the interim head coach. The classic. We got bit by the classic interim head coach virus, man. It went every time. If you're a sports gambler and a coach gets fired, bet on that team the next week.
Oh, yeah. Rizzy had his juice, man. Rizzy had the Saints juice. He had his juice.
He did.
Rizzy over here making a stretch and all that. The players are happy. It was like, man, we've been waiting to do this all year. Like, couldn't believe that.
Okay, so we talked about the best. It's the worst NFL.
We also got to say the Buffalo's pretty good.
Okay, so Buffalo's good. The game I played there, the power went out in the stadium. Like the entire stadium, the power went out, and they had to keep the clock on the field with like old school stopwatches.
Oh, wow.
That sounds awesome.
And so we had no communication. It was just a cluster, the entire game, trying to get plays in, signals in.
I love when they do that and they call it delay game.
I know. Like,
come on, guy.
You're on a stopwatch right now. Like we're trying to get a play in too, bud. I promise. Yes, but I mean Buffalo for sure. The worst for me was Miami.
Really?
Those
people didn't care to be there.
I was going to guess Jacksonville.
Oh, thank you.
That was going to be my guess.
Taylor.
Now, we played Jacksonville, like, actually crazy. Both times, I think, were like national TV night games in Jacksonville.
You played them. Well, when you played them, they were probably pretty good.
I don't remember. I remember Paul Puslugny.
Oh, the linebacker? Yeah.
Old no-neck having ass.
Yeah.
Miles Jack.
That's a meathead for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think we played there early. I think MJD was still there.
He probably was still there during this time as well.
MJD.
But it's Miami for me. I mean, they were one of, like, before they built the new stadium, they were one of the ones that would have a baseball field during baseball season. And so you're playing
like the Raiders back.
Like you're playing a professional football game on a baseball field.
Yeah.
So you're running down on kickoff, you're in grass, all of a sudden you're in dirt, and then you're back on grass.
Yep.
It's like
God, Oakland did that crap.
Oakland did it too. In our division, I always did it at Oakland, but Miami did it too.
Miami sucked because there was at least Oakland had juice in the stadium. Like they had fans that were they had the black hole. But Miami had a huge stadium, incredible stadium, 14 fans, most of them wearing Hurricanes jerseys, right? A lot of Packers fans were there when we were playing, and we were coming from Wisconsin, and it was hot.
Yeah,
like it's
so
just,
hot.
and it was always during the day because they're never going to get a night game, and it did suck. And then of course I go play for the Raiders, and that field is just terrible. The people, I mean, they hated me in general. Like you go to the black hole, and it just smells like some wacky tobacco.
Yeah.
Little devil's lettuce.
Little devil's lettuce.
Miami also, like, it was so humid. Like, if you wore a visor, immediately had to take it off because it was fogging up.
Can't even wipe it
because of the humidity.
Yeah. You were a visor, huh?
I was a visor because in the preseason
Don't blame it on anything. You thought it looked cool.
It was swag.
No, I would have worn it at LSU if I thought it looked cool. Preseason, I wear contacts at that point. Got poked in the eye against the Seahawks in a preseason game. I'm like, guy, you're trying to make the team. I get it, but it's the fourth quarter of the third preseason game. What are we doing poking people in the eye? What are we doing here?
What are we
doing? He's fighting for his life.
He's trying to get
contact
his
pops
job.
out, okay? And so, like, I got, like, one eye. Because, I mean, if I didn't have contacts then, I couldn't see anything.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Coke bottle glasses for me back then.
Really? I couldn't even imagine you with glasses.
So, after that, started wearing a visor, so that couldn't happen. Ended up getting LASIK. And so, after that, yeah, I kept it because it probably looked cool. But initially...
Was it mirrored?
No.
You weren't that type.
We had one guy that was going to have a cool visor on our team, and it was the guy behind me, number 21. It wasn't me.
I was just finna ask that. How did he get away with that?
He was LT.
Yeah. Good.
For sure. Yeah,
he was better. He was better than everyone else.
Some people,
Which,
get
like,
graded on
LT, that's not like his. He wasn't like, he didn't walk around and be like, I'm LT. Like, you wouldn't know he's one of the best running backs of all time. One great human being, down to earth, but he's LT.
LT.
I've told this story to these two, but Jordan, you probably hadn't heard this. We're watching tape one day, and we were going routes on linebackers, like one-on-ones, right? And it was from, like, the top view. We had a couple of different views, but it was, like, the all-22 view, so it's really high up.
Yeah.
Whatever, we're going through it. And we're watching it, Norv's like, hey, when you run this arrow route, Darren, you got to get across the linebacker's face, talking to Sproles. Like, you got to. Like, it's not even in the discussion. If you don't do it, Phillips going to throw an interception. It's going to be your fault just going after him a little bit. And then the running back coach goes, hey, Norv, that's LT. And he goes, hell of a route, LT. And he
like, hey, that's seen all I need to see. Yep.
And just goes on to the next play. Hell of a route, LT.
I know Sproles is like, what?
Yeah.
What?
There was Sproles was still kind of
Like a rookie?
youngish.
Okay,
No, not a rookie, because he's probably his third year when I got there. But I mean, Sproles ended up being almost. I think he could be a Hall of Famer with what he did return wise.
It was so funny how you'd always get young guys or 3 or 4 year players that were special team guys just trying to like make it year by year. They'd get fined or they'd get in trouble or have to do something for like doing something small, like bringing something they shouldn't into a team meeting or like just doing something little, like just cleanup stuff in the locker room. And they'd get so mad. They're like, this is BS. This is Bush League. I just saw Aaron Rodgers do that. And he doesn't get in trouble. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, guess what? There's a hierarchy here.
Yeah.
And not everybody, like, life isn't fair, bud. Not everybody gets graded on the same scale. So I think you should probably just deal with it and run down on kickoff.
Yeah, you should be the L5 and go hit the wedge, my guy. You're not Aaron Rodgers.
Got Avo keep going with the huddle. The chat over here.
The huddle.
Saying who was the Jacksonville lineman whose pregame routine was to get slapped in the face, and that is Big John Henderson.
Sir.
From Tennessee.
I'll play the video here.
Was he from Tennessee? I thought he was Baylor.
No, Big John Henderson was Tennessee.
Tennessee. There was a big boy named Henderson from Baylor too who played a while.
Quit trying to make people Baylor Bears.
Oh, for real.
The only one we recognize here is Alvin
Everybody
Flynn.
should respect him.
Alvin Flynn's the only one we recognize here.
Big John Henderson.
Oh,
you talk about Scary human.
Yeah, there was some of those defensive linemen during that time period were just, all right, let's do this. Let's take a break because we got Anthony coming up at 8:30. Short seg. We'll show you one of the scariest human beings of all time when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com. PelicanRoof.com is the website for you. Guessed it, Pelican Roofing. When you go to the website, love the homepage. Love it because it's got so much information, 5-star reviews right there in front of you. Not just us saying it, you saying it. Instant roof quote. You put in your address, home or business, it gets an outline of your roof and gives you an idea of what it's going to cost you. Incredible tool. Also, financing options right there on the homepage. And just trust me when I say they've got incredible deals going on right now. They can finance your roof. Go click on it, read through it. You'll be blown away with the deals. PelicanRoof.com.
Yeah, go see it for yourself. Pelican Roof. The meanest place in the entire world is the internet, but they love Pelican Roof. 500 plus 5-star reviews. Are you kidding me? That is customers talking about how great of a job they do. That's pelicanroof.com, 225-228-2865.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, it's going to be a short seg. Got our guy Anthony Renato set to join us here coming up. Here is the video that we were talking about of John Henderson's unusual pregame routine. Oh, look at Jack Del Rio looking young. Say, Jack. Oh, yeah. Sure. How about if you're that guy that has to slap one of the scariest looking human beings.
Look at him walking out. He's massive.
At those shoulder pads.
Takes up the whole goddamn hallway.
Yeah, there's no way I was going to the league.
All right, so real quick.
There's no way.
In the chat, kind of the same discussion is going on, and somebody's talking about the scariest person in the NFL. And Walter was mentioning a couple, but he also mentioned Aaron Donald.
Oh my goodness.
But here's everybody you talk to talks about Aaron Donald's a nice guy.
Yeah, super nice.
So for me, yeah, he's terrifying on the football field because he's really good. But it's like
a switch he turns on.
He's not that guy.
Yeah.
That's why this answer is always James Harrison.
Oh, Debo.
It's always. Because I don't really know where his mindset's at. I'm going to be honest with you. Off the field,
I don't know where his mindset is.
James Harrison, I think, wants to hurt you as much as he wanted to hurt you on the field.
Yeah.
Because he played against you one time. I saw him at the Super Bowl this year, and I'm like, I know I cut him one time he wasn't very happy about. You think he remembers that?
No doubt.
You think I should go say hello, or you think I should just walk the other way? He's the only guy for me that when I was playing, I was like, I don't know. Like anybody else, I'm like, look, let's go blog. I'm like, whatever. James Harrison, some of the stuff he would say under the pile and during the moment, I'm like, I don't know that this guy has my best interest at heart.
You telling me James Harrison had that prison trash talk?
He did.
Oh, okay.
And he said it, and you're like, I think he meant that, in his heart.
Yeah.
So you caught him. You're definitely on his Billy Madison people to kill list.
For sure.
Is there a picture out there of James Harrison smiling?
You gonna have to deep dive. It might be a headshot or something for
or maybe when he got
that?
maybe if he trucked somebody and he's talking ish to him while smiling.
Yeah, he probably smiled when he took Colt McCoy's life. So he probably
poor Colt.
Probably smiling.
I'm gonna stick in the NFC here just because we saw him all the time. Ndamukong Suh was a terrifying person.
He
played because he played dirty, right? So that's what made him kind of terrible. I think can't remember if it was early on, Jake Delhomme or something like that with the Bears, as a rookie, he took his head and twisted it and ripped it off, and the helmet came off, thank God. But he was trying to looked like he was trying to snap a neck, maybe.
There's James Harrison smiling.
Well, that was easy.
Let's practice.
Oh man,
someone must have fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was laughing at somebody.
Someone broke their leg right there.
Yeah.
Somebody was concussed right in front of him.
Yeah. Oh, look at that bone.
Blood in the air. Like a shark. It smells blood in the water.
And Ndamukong Suh, though, sacked me for a safety one time. And he had me in the air.
Yeah.
And I was in my mind, I was like, this could be bad. He could try to do the old school Street Fighter backbreaker over the knee or something like that. I didn't know it was going to happen. But he kind of just set me down easily.
Yeah.
He was a mature player at that time.
Okay.
He had a lot of fines.
Yeah.
A lot of fines. But he also knew early on in that game, third play of the game, I think it was the third play of the game, it was a third down. This was playing in Detroit on Thanksgiving. I threw an out route to Jordy. We caught it, got the first down, but he came by. He had a clean shot on me. He could have just boom, crushed me. Clean shot. A form tackle doesn't hurt that bad. It's a clean, good pads. He could have hit me hard. He didn't. He had a free shot at me, ran by me, sniped me with his elbow right in the rib cage. Boom. Didn't tackle me. Hit me in the ribs with his elbow. Crack.
Cracked the ribs?
Oh, yeah. With his elbow.
He started.
I was like, man. Come on, Sue. Just hit me next time. He knew what he was doing. He had a free shot.
Dude.
All right, I know we got to take a break, but
sorry.
What I'm surprised by is that when guys are mic'd up, and it happens every game now, but it used to happen pretty often even when we played. I'm surprised that footage hasn't found its way to the public. Some of the stuff that's said.
Oh, the uncensored version?
Yeah. I'm surprised that it hasn't, somebody got mad at the NFL network and bet, here you go.
I'll bet.
Here's James Harrison unedited.
He would. He's bad, but he wouldn't even be the worst. I'll figure out who the worst
it is
would
not
be.
in the Shield's best interest to let any.
No, I know.
Out,
That's what I'm saying.
they got it. They probably keep.
I'm surprised there wasn't a disgruntled employee that hasn't.
AI will release it one day.
All right, we are going to catch up with our guy, Anthony Renato, when we come back here. Break down LSU and Coastal Carolina getting ready for that national championship series starting tomorrow. And we'll do it right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GoTommies.com, G-E-A-U-X, Tommies with a Y.com. Tommies Windows, Doors, and Siding. Schedule that reliable window installation right there on that website. Check out a gallery of work that they've done here in the greater Baton Rouge area. Hear from your neighbors. Testimonials of past clients there on the website. They just won the award in the Advocate Best Windows in Town in 2025. All they do is stack awards over at Tommy's. You're going to clearly see the difference when Tommy and the team come to your job. Go Tommies.com.
Hang the banner every year since 2016. The best. Give them a call today. See how they can make your house safer, more energy efficient. Give them a call today, 225-250-8808. Go Tommies.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Bayou Ford is taking $11,000 off MSRP with 4.9% for 60 months on the new 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Jordan must have a date tonight.
Oh, he's feeling it.
Yeah, a little Lionel Richie. Yeah.
We're vibing, man. We just vibing.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
I think you got a date tonight, though. You're getting ready.
I had a date yesterday, but we're feeling, we're feeling all right.
That's
man.
what it is.
You put this like number 4 on the hookup playlist.
That's what it is. All right, let's go to the phone lines now. Anthony Renato, LSU legend, MLB player. You know him, you love him. Anthony, what's up, brother? How we doing?
I'm doing great, Jacob. I am in Chicago in Wrigleyville.
and the Tigers are in the championship series. So, yeah, life's good.
You got a chance to go to Omaha, and now you're going to Wrigley. That sounds like a hell of a trip, and so super jealous there. You're about to be jealous, though, because today Flynn is 40, and I gave him a base Theo Johnson, a base Brendan Rice, a Ben Sinnott, and a base Derek Carr on his birthday cake today.
Wow, what a guy.
Yeah, big hits.
Happy 40th, too, Matt.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. You check eBay later, you might be able to buy these for.
I don't know. I'll have to, I'm going to Fanatics Fest, too. Maybe I'll get some base cards for you, too, for your birthday. I'll bring you back. It'll be good.
I appreciate it.
Hey, let me tell you something, Anthony. You know who really messed up the other day was Matt showing me Fanatics Live.
Oh, I told you about that. I was like,
I know,
dude,
and I didn't investigate, but then he sends me a screenshot, and I'm like, crap.
Yeah. It could be a real problem. I'm telling you. You could go down a rabbit hole real fast.
Could be or already is.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, yeah, I know how fast it happens.
Jake already had a username and password.
Oh, yeah. Well, Fanatics is my sports book of choice, so.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. I do like that feature, though, that they're all connected, so that way you win a little bit good money on the sports book. You can go get into a Fanatics Live break.
Exactly. Anthony gets it. You don't get it. It's a big picture deal, Flynn. Big picture. Big picture deal here. Real quick, what do you got going on in Chicago? That sounds like an awesome trip. Like maybe you can say hello to our boy T-Bob while you're there.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I forgot he's up here. Yeah, that's right. So my best friend from New Jersey actually is a sports agent up here, or does marketing with Scott Boris's agency. So he lives right in Wrigleyville. So I just stopped in on the way to New Jersey where I grew up, and then Fanatics Fest this weekend. So I was just here for like 3 days. We caught a game yesterday. It was fun.
Tell us about Fanatics Fest. I'm like, we've never heard of it. I'm sure some of our listeners are. Tell us about what that is and what happens.
Yeah. So you talk about having fun ripping some cards, man. It is like a big kid's playground. They got all kinds of activations. There's all kinds of shops from all over the country. There's all kinds of every brand of sports cards and collectibles that you could ever imagine. There's all kinds of Pokemon CCG, but then they have autograph signings. Jay-Z's 40/40 Club was in there last year, and they were hosting VIP sessions, things like that. It's just a big fan experience for a whole weekend in the Javits Center in New York.
And you're going to Chicago at Fanatics in a great mood because Tigers won. And they had an incredible game the other night. And we had Mikey on a little bit earlier. We were talking about, all the different things that happened in that game. But for you, Anthony, you're a pitcher, so maybe you got a different kind of view than Mikey did. What was the moment for you in that game?
The other night?
Yeah.
Well, dude, you know what the craziest part was? Listen to this. So I had a business dinner at 7:30 in Chicago, and so I watched the first hour and a half on the car ride there. Then we get to the dinner. The guy's a little late, so we sit down. I get a prime spot to watch the game. I watch all 9.5 innings, and then the Peacock streaming thing goes out in the bottom of the ninth.
No.
So I did not watch it live. Yeah, I was kind of like watching over the guy's shoulder. I'm listening in the meeting and talking and stuff, but I watched every single pitch, so I didn't get to watch the bottom of the ninth, but for me, I think just the energy that team just brings and doesn't quit with was kind of it for me. It was just that never stopped, and it was weird because when it was 5-3 going into the ninth, I was like, and the TV went out, I was like, I'm not that concerned. I was like, no matter what, we're coming back tomorrow, but I had this weird feeling that my phone just started blowing up, and what everybody said in my group chat was it was just LSU baseball, and that's kind of what everybody said in the interviews afterwards, which is crazy, right? But felt so bad for that kid and everything, but it was a great win for LSU, and, man, they got some crazy momentum going into the series.
I hate to be the guy that tells you this news, but, Anthony, you know how this works. You know you can't watch the games now.
I know. Maybe it's just the last inning, though. I watched 9.5, though. I watched 9.5.
Okay, all right, just make sure. Baseball is superstitious. You know that better than we do. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I'll pick the right time to turn off the TV when they need to come back. I'll just turn it off. Then when they come back, I can put it back on.
All right.
Anthony, this is one thing, throughout this whole Super Regionals and College World Series, that I'm just curious as a fan. So when you look at the pitchers, we don't have to worry about this now because we got the day's rest. We're going to have Kate Anderson and Ianson on full rest and full go this weekend. But when you get in situations which could have happened the other day, where Ianson comes in the game on short rest and pitchers have to speed up their recovery, how does your your rest days change from a treatment standpoint, from a body maintenance standpoint, when you know you have to rush a recovery to get back on the mound quicker than you normally would?
Yeah, I was a starter my whole life, so that was a big thing for me. And that's where, if they have a chance to keep Cade on his weekly schedule going into the championship series, you always want to do that. But in Ianson's case, he's come out of the bullpen a couple times this year and obviously has thrived when he did. So his case might be a little different, but it definitely takes a toll on the body. And especially when you're kind of built as a starter and you're used to that, you've done it your whole life. It definitely takes a toll. And basically what it is you're kind of going on adrenaline, and especially at the end of the year. So yeah, it takes a little longer to warm up maybe, but once you get in there, you kind of feel the same. And really it's the recovery afterwards that kind of catches up to you, right? So that's why it was so big that we didn't have to use Ianson, because then his recovery afterwards leading into this championship series probably would have caught up with him somewhere down the line.
So many pitching performances that are going to get lost in that game the other night because of the ninth inning, because of how it all played out. But, now guys that you certainly can count on as you continue to try to go win a national championship. Like what Cowan gave you 5 1/3, only giving up 4 hits and a run. Jay Newt comes in, gives you a clean inning. There was I thought Chase Shores, for the most part, was actually really good. And I know a lot of people are like, hey, throw more fastballs. I get it. But, he was hitting his spots. And then, Jacob Myers coming in, I know he gave up, the hit. But, you had infield in, obviously trying to make a play there. But for him to come in and get those final 2 strikeouts, at the time, nobody really thought anything of it. But it closed the door on Arkansas. They didn't score any more runs because of it. And so, there's some pitching performances, Anthony, that are probably going to get lost that were huge the other night.
No, and you said it. I think people sleep all the time. And I don't know what Mikey's answer was. I didn't hear what he said. But, in those situations, when you keep a team close and your team is in striking distance, that is the main key. And that's the tricky part for Jay. When I was watching the game, I'm like, oh, man, it's such a weird way to manage the bullpen, because you want to try to win that game, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But you have that game in your back pocket to fall back on the next day. So you're like, okay, I don't want to use all of my bullets. But I think for me, the biggest development is Chase Shores. He's putting him in those positions where we need him the most. I thought he kept him in just a tad too long. Obviously, hindsight's always 20/20, right? But I think the way that he was dominating and has been dominating, I think that has been the biggest development for us. And to have him and that confidence at the end of a game, or more importantly, in a big situation in the 7th inning where we need a strikeout or just a shutdown inning or something like that, that's where I think he's most valuable, and that's what I think we keep seeing. But the guys keep rising to the occasion. Doesn't matter who it is or what position they're in, and that's kind of what you see every time you look back on a championship team. So these guys keep doing that. Jay keeps pressing the right buttons, and it's been fun to watch, yeah.
Anthony, how big of an advantage is it for a pitcher to know that they have such a dominant and sound defense behind them? What does that do for the confidence level? To go out there and just say, hey, let me hit my spots and throw strikes, because I know we got this defense back here, but is that something that pitchers are cognizant of that builds their confidence? Is it just, or are they just one guy out there just saying, I gotta strike some guys out and get them out?
I think it's more of a subconscious thing. It's definitely more noticeable when you have a bad defense. That's more of when you're like, oh, I got to throw everything kind of perfect. I got to do a lot more than I need. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So I think it's more of a confidence play of, cool, I can be who I need to be. And that's where we've seen some of these pitchers, and we talked about it, I think, after the regional, when each starter gave up, 5 or 6 or whatever. But I was like, guys, they were up. They had a big lead. They were doing what they needed to do. And when you have a defense like that, you're like, cool, let me throw the ball down the middle and let them go try to hit it, as long as I don't walk guys, type thing. So I think it's more of that mindset of, yeah, we have a great team behind me. I can do whatever I need to do. And if the day calls for me just to throw strikes and let the ball be put in play, that's a great thing.
Anthony, you got your 2 frontline starters. You already mentioned that. That's going to give you a huge advantage. Guys out of the bullpen that you trust in any situation, what's that number up to, and who is it?
I actually really love our bullpen right now. The other night I was calling for Cooper Williams in certain situations. So I think we got 4 or 5 guys that I feel really confident in out of the bullpen. You saw what Cohen can do, whether that means long relief, spot start like he did. He was closing earlier in the year. You got Evans, obviously, in that flex role too, but he was obviously shown that he can throw a one inning and be that shutdown guy in the ninth. I love Shores right now. I said Cooper Williams. I'm trying to think. You got Jaden Newt being able to do the things that he does. So I don't know. I got 5 guys, 6 guys that I feel really confident about that out of that bullpen.
All right, let's put you on the spot a little bit here. Give us your prediction. How do you see the weekend playing out?
Don't do this to me.
We're recording this. Don't worry.
I hate momentum. I hate momentum, and like we talked about, this team is really good. They're really good. So it's weird. If Coastal wins, I would not be surprised. But I think LSU is the better team overall, and I think they have a slight coaching advantage. So I'm going to go LSU, and it's obviously close to my heart. But I think it's 100% a 3-game series, and I would not be surprised at all if Coastal wins.
All right, there he is, Anthony Renato, good enough to join us from Chicago. We always appreciate the time, but certainly when you're out there enjoying life, Omaha, Chicago, doing all the things, man, we appreciate it.
Yes, appreciate you guys. Go Tigers.
Absolutely, go Tigers. I think a lot of people have this going 3 games. No matter which way it plays out, breaks down. 2 teams incredibly hot right now. 2 teams that have really found themselves at the back end of the season. Certainly Coastal, and they're 20-plus wins in a row. But even LSU, like you lost the 1 game to Little Rock, but you sweep your super. You've swept Omaha so far. It is the 2 teams that, without question, deserve to be there.
And I don't care what level of baseball you're at, 26 games in a row.
I don't care if you're playing.
It ain't no accident.
At TDP, you win 26 games in a row. That's something. So.
Just like Anthony said, nothing would shock us, and momentum is a scary thing for sure. 26 games.
All right. Well,
Chanticleers.
LSU's got some momentum too after how they won that game against Arkansas. And again, 5 games this year, 4-1 for the Tigers against a team that everybody told us was the most complete team in baseball. We will take our final break of hour number 2. We've got Ross Jackson set to join us at 9:15. Talk a little New Orleans Saints. Kick off hour 3. We'll talk a little LSU football. We'll do it all right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to trashrangers.com. If you got a bad card break and you're like, I don't want these, it's got to go somewhere. They can go in that red can. That Trash Rangers red can. Sign up for residential service, commercial service, roll-off dumpsters, all right there on the homepage of the website. 225-363-9053 is the number. Give them a call. Say, hey, I got this project. Here's what it is. Here's what it's going to be. What size dumpster do I need? They're going to make sure you have the right one every single time. TrashRangers.com.
Reliable service, no yearly contracts, great low prices, no hidden fees either. Almost 1,000 5-star reviews on the internet. So sign up for residential, commercial, roll-off dumpster. TrashRangers.com, 225-612-2477.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Make me feel like that.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
I'm just glad that Jordan had good time last night on this date. I'm just glad that it went well for him.
Man, we just trying to vibe.
No, because if it would have gone poorly, you would have come in here playing a little like Simon and Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. Was it a first date?
No, it was not a first date.
All right. Where'd y'all go? Okay.
We went to eat. Well, we went to get Paco tacos. It's not. We didn't go to like no restaurant. Little food.
That's the
little
best kind of date, dude.
Watch the NBA Finals or what we do?
Well, I watched it when I went home. I kind of had to. Well, once I had to do this, I had to go to sleep a little bit early. But I mean, it was over with after the second quarter. Well, after halftime, after what Siakam did and all this, I'm like, yeah, this game over with. And you kind of felt like OKC just punted. Like, all right, game 7, which could come back and bite them on it. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know if they punted. I just think they sucked.
They did suck.
Yeah.
Last night.
But it's like we didn't see so many teams come back from 20 plus and all this.
And they made a run. Yeah. They made a little bit of a mini run, but Indiana shut it down.
Let's break down every dribble of that hour 3.
Nah. The lowest rated NBA Finals outside of the COVID year, I think.
So stupid. You have so many front runner fans. It's a great NBA Finals.
It's been great.
It is a great Finals. I'll give you that for
Two
sure.
teams, they've never won. Like, come on.
I hate the Pacers, though. I'm a Knicks fan. Hate the Pacers. Hope nothing but bad things.
Why? What they do to you?
Look it up. You'll see it. Reggie Miller. It's a deal. We'll see you hour 3.
Off the bench.
And they did it this year, too. KTOZBlinds.com. KTOZBlinds.com. Right now is a great time to have Brandon Barton and his team come out to your space, your home, your business, whatever your space is, to help you with whatever situation you've got going on. Right? You got too much sun coming in this part of the house. Well, they can come in, give you an outdoor motorized shade. They can give you some blinds within the home as well. Maybe you want a little privacy, right? Because my kitchen faces my neighbor's garage. You're kind of always outside, like you need a little privacy. Well, they came in, they put a Roman shade on our kitchen window. Super custom, by the way. Super easy, super fast process. KTZBlinds.com.
Yeah, I got a brand new website too. Go check them out. Their website, see some of their work, see what they offer. Interior, exterior, whatever it is. Help them control your power bill every day. Save some money each month. Whatever your price point is, they can help you on covering those windows, keeping that heat out. KTZBlinds.com, 225-791-1220.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luva, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Friday, June 20th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 91 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll talk some college football, some NFL football, and we'll give our final picks for the College World Series. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, it's Off the Bench.
What's up, everybody? Hour 3, Off the Bench on this good Friday morning before LSU takes on the Canticleers. Right now, we've talked a little baseball, we've talked a little football. I don't know, we've talked about a lot of crazy stuff today, but we're going to bring it back to a little NFL football right now. I'm going to shoot it over to Taylor for Taylor's Tay-Tay's. Did I say that right? Tay-Tay's NFL story.
Unfortunately,
of the
you got it right.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
I decided we're going to keep it positive here on this Friday.
Okay, good.
I could mention Shedeur Sanders going over 102 miles an hour faster than he processes his reads. Don't want to go there, though. We could go Adrian Peterson getting into a bar fight and getting arrested. We're not going to do that because yesterday, a little bit of an under-the-radar move, which, if healthy, could be the move of the offseason. The Baltimore Ravens have signed Jair Alexander. This is a 1-year, $6 million deal for a guy who is 28 years old, that the last full season he played, he was an all-pro. Now, he's only played in 34 of the possible 68 games the last 2 seasons, so he's been there 50% of the time. But if Jair Alexander could stay healthy, like, that's a guy, I mean, top 5 corner in the NFL when fully healthy. He's on a 1-year, $6 million deal.
I actually had this in my notes to bring up today.
Yeah.
Because it is such a good signing. So apparently him and Lamar Jackson are pretty close.
Mhm.
And Lamar Jackson had a press conference beforehand. Somebody asked him about him. He kind of like played a little mum, a little coy. But he takes a $6 million deal, takes a pay cut, and does a 1-year deal. And I love it because he could have gone and made really good money, probably signed a 2-3 year contract somewhere else. But what he's doing, he wants to win. He's chasing a ring. And those are the kind of stories that we as fans should kind of celebrate. A guy not trying to make the most money he can immediately and chase a championship team, chase a ring.
So you got Marlon Humphrey on the other side. Kyle Hamilton's another safety. You drafted Malachi Starks out of Georgia. That's a damn good secondary, all under the age of 30, and you get Jair Alexander on basically the veteran minimum.
And they got Nate Wiggins. Yep. It was pretty good last year.
All right,
yeah,
I'm back.
let's see if they can kind of get over that hump.
We'll see.
These are from Mama Flynn.
Oh,
Look
are
right
they?
there.
Holy moly, Mama Flynn.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I'm
thanks,
reading
Mama.
that correctly.
Yeah, she did just text me that she had a little delivery coming.
All the way from Tyler, Texas.
Thank you, Ruth Flynn. I appreciate it.
Shout out, Miss Ruth.
Mom Flynn. Hey, Mom Flynn. Look at that. We're going to share this with the crowd.
Oh,
dude,
The crowd goes crazy.
I don't know.
Dang, look at these.
I don't know if we've done enough push-ups for
I know.
those
out
2
these.
boxes.
Check out these cookies.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Damn, that's
man.
some big
Whoa.
cookies.
I mean,
Why are they so big?
are these even cookies?
Pause.
That's what they look like.
They're like mini cakes.
That's a huge cookie.
We're gonna,
Ain't nothing wrong with some big cookies.
we're going to get fat today.
Today is like the day that you're like, doesn't matter. Calories don't count on your birthday.
Calories don't count?
They do not count.
Well, I heard when you're 40, though, they count a little bit
That's
extra.
true.
No. We deny science, remember?
That's true.
Well,
We
not-
deny
we
science.
said, but we also said not all science. We questioned it as well.
But math is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. Math, numbers add
Yeah,
up.
people lie, words lie, stories lie, numbers don't.
Thanks, Mom.
See, I used to
Appreciate
believe that until the Derek Carr fans would be like, "Dude, look at his numbers, man. He's not the problem, man. Derek Carr, he's a top 12 quarterback."
Well, yards per attempt's a big one, and he was
But
trashing that.
the numbers kind of do tell the story with Carr, right? Because everybody talked about the empty numbers. Like, his numbers themselves aren't bad, except that win-loss number. Like, the numbers kind of actually do tell the story with Carr.
Guess what?
You got a new card.
We don't got a new card. We don't have to talk about him anymore.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's gone.
I know it feels like a piece of me is missing. Piece of my is like.
Did y'all see that ESPN dropped a all-quarter century team?
We talking college or pro?
Pro.
Pro.
NFL all-quarter century.
So
That's
last
the thing.
25 years.
Last 25 years.
Ooh,
Taylor.
I have not seen this.
So I wanted to bring it up. Let's see.
I mean, the quarterback's got to
Taylor,
be.
do you have the
TB12,
guy
right?
that?
Yeah, I can look it up. It's on Twitter, right?
Yeah, it's on
Yep,
Twitter.
I got it.
X. And I was going through it, and it's a pretty good list. Obviously, you got a lot of people to choose from. So I think they kind of try to dabble into, early 2000s, mid, and like kind of throw in some current players as well. And I felt pretty good about it. Let's see here.
I got it pulled up. You want me to kind of roll through some of it?
Yeah, we'll start with the coaches first, and then roll through the quarterback. Because I didn't really have any issues with any of them except for maybe 1 or 2 positions.
All right, so coaching staff: Bill Belichick, head coach.
Yep.
Kyle Shanahan, OC. Wade Phillips, defensive coordinator.
I mean, Belichick's, yes, chalk answer. 1,000%. Yep, no one's going to argue with that. Offensive coordinator, you could probably pick 10 different people.
From the same coaching tree.
Yeah, from the same coaching tree.
Yeah, Sean McVay. Yeah.
Everybody loves Wade Phillips, too.
Everybody does love Wade Phillips. Is he still coaching in the UFL?
Was he UFL, XFL, whatever it was?
Yeah, I feel like he is. All right, so let's go through this real quick, and maybe, we can come back to it as well. Quarterbacks, you got 3. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes.
Hard to argue with that.
Hard to argue with that. I mean, yeah. If you argued with it, you're just going to base on the pure love of somebody. But Who would you take? So definitely
Practice squad.
Tom and Patrick.
Yeah.
Are above Peyton for me.
Yeah.
You don't like it because you're teammates with him.
Well, no, I mean, I get that's a good argument.
Just from the ring, ring standpoint.
Yeah. Practice squad quarterbacks.
Practice squad quarterbacks.
Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees were the two.
Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees.
I have no argument with that.
I would throw. Oh man, would you throw Big Ben in there?
Ooh.
Big Ben gets underrated.
Yeah,
a
he's
lot.
completely
good one.
I mean, he's
good one.
That's a good one.
Won 2 Super Bowls.
Yep. I would throw Big Ben as practice squad.
Yeah.
Practice squad guy.
Yeah.
Alternate. Then the position that you know and love, I want to know how you feel about this. Obviously, you could have been in the running for this one.
This is
Kyle.
No, this is Oh, I thought you meant running back. I was like,
no, the running back is way off.
Yeah, Juszczyk. No argument here. Maybe if I actually.
How do you judge? How do you judge this one?
Are you doing pure fullback?
He's got
Lorenzo Neal's probably
that was my answer.
For me. Low daddy.
So
Low Neal.
So Kyle Juszczyk, he's got 9 Pro Bowls. So it's like if you're going to base it off that, that's probably.
He's a better overall player for sure, but Low Daddy was like the ultimate lead blocker.
Yeah.
So I'll go Lorenzo Neal.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you a thing about him, so I'm going to go on your judgment there.
The running backs though, Priest Holmes, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry.
This is a
practice
bad
squad. LaDainian Tomlinson.
I don't think I'm
practice
putting any
squad.
Of those 3 on there.
And Adrian Peterson, he might not have quick hands anymore, but Christian McCaffrey and Priest Holmes.
Yeah. So Adrian Peterson, 7 Pro Bowls, 4 All Pros, Rookie of the Year in 07, Offensive Player of the Year, and NFL MVP 2012. And then that year he had 2,097 yards, which was 8 off the NFL record.
Off the torn ACL.
Off the torn ACL. LaDainian Tomlinson, 5 Pro Bowls, 6 All-Pro, 1-time NFL MVP. When you got a running back that wins the NFL MVP, that's a dude that probably should be better than practice squad. 145 rushing touchdowns for LT.
Yeah. No,
what about
the running backs?
And then another person I would throw on this is Frank Gore. He doesn't have like the individual awards.
He's got the longevity.
14 of his 16 seasons, he played 16 plus games in them as a running back. 16,000 career rushing yards. I think that's 3rd all time, but behind Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton. Is that right?
They're pretty good.
Pretty decent. Then it's Frank Gore. I'd probably throw him in there over Christian McCaffrey. You can't argue with Derrick. Like they're trying to throw somebody like current in there. So Derrick Henry, that would be the dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but no. LT and AD, which is what Adrian Peterson's name was for all day, are going to be on my team. They're not going to be on the practice squad. Yeah, that's bad.
AP did get work though in the poker room.
He got slow, like just molasses hands.
He caught
He got a 2-piece chin. It didn't really phase him, but he caught it. Receivers: Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Terrell Owens, Marvin Harrison, and Justin Jefferson. Practice squad: Antonio Brown and Andre Johnson.
So Larry Fitzgerald doesn't exist anymore?
Well, so not only that,
true.
I love Julio Jones. There's no reason he should be over T.O. and Calvin Johnson.
That is
There's
true.
just not.
Like this is a pretty good list, except for,
Julio does have more career yards than Calvin Johnson.
Calvin retired early. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Calvin retired early. Calvin retired at 30.
Let me ask you this.
And Terrell Owens.
If you're picking,
but I
T.O. was.
You're picking one wide receiver from 2000 to
2025. Like if my life depended on him getting open.
If your life depended on just one receiver, who you picking?
Like to get open.
To make a play. I don't know if he's going to get open. He's going to make a play.
07 Randy Moss.
Okay. I really want to go Larry Fitzgerald here.
It's like
I'm not
saying get open because a lot of these people catch the ball when they're not open. So like if you have to put one receiver
for one game just
on a one-on-one for your life, who are you doing?
07 Randy Moss.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that easy.
I mean, Cooper Kupp had a triple crown.
I've always been a big Larry Fitzgerald guy. I guess I'll go Randy.
I don't know, man. Jets. Y'all might think he's too early on this list.
He's on the way. He's on the way. Yeah, I'm about to say.
You guys are crazy. It is 1,000% Megatron.
I mean,
respect the Megatron
for sure. Like that, he's
you
on that list
he played
too.
in the division, so you saw him way more than we did.
I saw him a lot. I saw him catch. I think he got 3 bills against us one game.
The check down for the Lions at that time was Stafford would tap his helmet,
and
Megatron would go to the end zone, and Stafford would just throw it up. They did that to us twice.
Yeah,
like Stafford back rolling out, tap his head, and then woof, and then Megatron took it off of Weddle's helmet twice. Yeah. Weddle's in perfect position.
And Weddle was a baller.
Weddle's like all-decade team.
October 27th, 2013, Calvin Johnson, 329 yards receiving against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember
all
that
right,
game.
All right, hold on. I just saw this list, and I just got to the tight end position, and I don't have time in this segment to say what I want to say.
You're gonna get mad.
Oh, my God. Like, the people that don't respect Antonio Gates.
Is he on the practice squad?
Yeah, it's wild. Let's go to our guy, Ross Jackson. Will join us, talk a little New Orleans Saints. Speaking of tight end position, that's a kind of an important one for the Saints. We'll break it all down with Ross when we come back here. It is OTB.
Off the bench.
I mean, teams used to guard Gates like it was punt. Like they put 2 guys on him like he was a gunner. What are we doing here? Go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org is the website, not only in the greater Baton Rouge area. We are talking to you. 225-925-8552. If you have something that pops up this weekend, even though LSU is in the College World Series, you don't have to worry about it because Central Plumbing is going to come handle it. Game day, weekday, holiday, does not matter. 225-925-8552.
You want to take this all quarter century team and flush it down the toilet and it clogs? You got to call somebody to fix it. 24/7 emergency service. Centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. Whole team on wildin'.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. It is now time that we're going to talk a little New Orleans Saints with our guy, Ross Jackson. You know him. You love him. Host of Locked On Saints. Of course, does big things here for us, LouisianaSports.net. Ross, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, really glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's a time of the year where you get excited about certain players, but then you start to question certain players. It's like mini camp season, right? It's like you fall in love with these guys that aren't even going to be there in September, and then like you hate on these guys, and it's like the guys that the Saints are counting on the most. Like, it's one of my favorite times of the year to talk NFL, just because there's so much unknown already, like no matter what team you're talking about. But Ross, with this Saints team, they might have the most unknown of any team in the NFL.
Yeah, dude, they are one of the big mysteries of the league right now, and that's for certain. I mean, everything down to, obviously, like who the starting quarterback is going to be is, of course, a mystery. But first-year head coach, first-year defensive coordinator in New Orleans, at least, you have a lot of turnover. You have offensive system changing, defensive system changing. There's so many big question marks around this team. Not all of which bad, right? It's not question marks like, oh, are they going to be able to do this? Are they going to be able to do that? Though there are those things, it's a lot of question marks that also just center around what does this team look like? What is their new identity, and who are they as they move ahead? So makes them a big mystery this year in terms of trying to predict or project where things are going to go for them.
Give us your reaction. You brought up quarterbacks, so that's what I'm always going to lean to first and foremost, because it's the hardest position to play in all of sports. It's the most important position to play, and there's a bona fide QB competition right now. And we know both quarterbacks have had their moments where they've looked good, and we hear that it's been really efficient at practice. So I'm always kind of curious as to which one of these guys has anybody stepped in front as somebody that has looked like he's taken charge of the offense, taken charge of the line of scrimmage, looks more in control right now? I mean, you would usually side with the guy that's been there the longest that happens, but Spencer's only been there a year, so it's not like he's like a seasoned vet or anything. But is there one guy that stands out that's looked like he's kind of taking over from like just a verbal standpoint, from a present standpoint?
Yeah, look, I would say both of these guys have done things really well in those categories, but the one of the two that probably stands out the most there is Spencer Rattler. He's had a year of NFL experience, like you mentioned, which you're right, isn't a lot, but it is a big difference between having a year and not having a year. Like, that gap, I think, is bigger than, people outside of the game realize. And so I think that is something that has set Spencer Rattler up pretty well to kind of show out in OTAs and in minicamp. I have him with 59 passing attempts I have both quarterbacks with 59 passing attempts over the course of what we were able to see as media, with him completing 45. So you see an efficiency there. You see an efficiency in terms of his ability also to just kind of have a more sped up clock. Like, these guys haven't done any 11 on 11s. We should keep that in mind. It's all 7 on 7s or 9 on 7s. So literally every every passing lane is wide open, and all these other things from a trenches standpoint. But what we haven't seen Spencer Rattler do with a lack of pass rush is get comfortable and hold on to the ball and wait for receivers to make DBs cover 2 or 3 routes. He's operated in a take the snap, drop back, hitch, throw. Like, he just has his rhythm. Everything's on time, which is really important for a Kellen Moore offense, which is very much about timing. It's a lot of pre-snap designation, which kind of tells everybody what needs to be done protection-wise. And then in the passing game, it's a timing game, and that's probably going to look a little bit more familiar to Saints fans in terms of what they used to watch versus what they've seen in the recent past. And I think so far Spencer Rattler has just kind of gotten the timing of the offense pretty well, moves a little bit more efficiently, gets in and out of the huddle with a little bit more of a sense of urgency. gets through his reads, is using the entire field, kind of doing all these things, and he's operating on a clock that he doesn't need to operate on because he has all the time in the world, but he's not buying into that. And so I would say that those are the reasons why I would say that Spencer Rattler maybe stands out a little bit more in that category. But it is, both of these guys have shown proficiencies in that area for sure.
Yeah, I think it's kind of known in the NFL world that the biggest jump for a quarterback, any position really, but specifically at quarterback, the jump from year 1 to 2 is the most important.
Wild.
Like it's the biggest gap that they cover from year 1 to 2.
Right.
And so, like, if you don't make that jump from 1 to 2, you're never going to have, like, it's hard to, like, make the jump on year 3, year 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it's going to be. So the fact that, like, Shuck is competing with that and, like, keeping up with it and making it, keeping up with a guy that is doing that, like, as Saints fans, you should hope that Spencer does take that jump that everybody talks about. And so the completion percentage you're talking about is great. It's a great stat, but just like you said, there's no 11 on 11. It's a glorified, like, playing catch out there. So it's going to be so widely important once they get the pads on, taking the snaps, guys hitting around them, all that stuff. But let's talk about the completion percentage. How are they spreading it? Like the receivers, who's kind of stepping up as a 2 or 3 receiver? How are the tight ends looking? Who are they feeding the ball to during these practices?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're seeing a lot of Chris Olave, you're seeing a lot of Rashid Shaheed. There's no doubt about that. That's exactly what you should expect, right? Like those are the top 2 guys when it comes to the passing game, all those pieces. And so those guys have been a core focus. But we've also seen this ball move around a lot. Tight ends like Michael Jacobson, as well as Juwan Johnson and Jack Stoll all getting involved. Running backs, I have completions written down to guys like Alvin Kamara, but I've also got completions written down to like Cam Akers, right? So some stuff, happening out of the backfield there, Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. And so we're seeing sort of all 3 of the core positions, wide receiver, tight end, and running back when it comes to pass catching. We're seeing really all 3 of those areas getting opportunities. And one of the reasons why we're seeing that is because, like, if you look earlier on during OTAs, we saw a lot of downfield. They were pushing the ball downfield. We know these other things. But then when they got into mini camps, Kellen Moore kind of split the script on them and had them working on situations. So 3rd and short, 1st and 10, 2nd and long, all these other kinds of things. And so you were asked in that case as a quarterback to go out there and do what makes sense. So it wasn't always push it down the field or hit the intermediate area or try to make the big play, try to stand out in front of the fans that were in attendance, which could have really driven these guys to want to show out maybe a little bit more, hype the energy up, whatever. And instead, it was 3rd and 3, and you have a check down available behind the line of scrimmage that can get 3 yards after the catch to get you a first down. You take that. It's 2nd and 5. You have an opportunity to complete a slant for 3 to 5 yards and live for a 3rd down. You take that. And so we saw them also kind of work them through decision making with situational context. And I think that's another place where you kind of saw these guys stand out quite a bit, is that they didn't buy into the idea of pushing the ball down the field and trying to generate that excitement. They instead bought into the idea of making the throws that win football games. And I think that was a really smart move by Kellen Moore to kind of throttle them down to that point, even in those 7-on-7s or 9-on-7s, to just kind of make them think about an extra thing and kind of see how they operated in that context.
All right, so any young quarterback, Ross, is going to want to be able to turn around and hand it off to like a strong running game, a strong running back behind a strong offensive line. I want to go to running back because that's going to take a lot of pressure off whoever the starting quarterback is. We know AK is going to be the lead back, but you've made some moves. You've drafted running backs. You've signed veteran running backs in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You signed Cam Akers the other day. What does that position look like for you, certainly behind AK, because they're going to need more than just one guy, as we've seen over the last couple of years, and they've brought in a lot of different guys with a lot of different experience.
Yeah, I mean, there's 8 different running backs, I think, in the room right now, if I'm counting correctly. And they brought them in from the draft, undrafted free agency, from free agency, guys that they retained as well. And so they have a really eclectic group here of, kind of smaller guys that are willing, that can run really well. They have the one-cut guys like Kendre Miller and Devin Neal. They have the veteran guys like Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Cam Akers and Bayless Jones Jr., who has some versatility to his game. Like, they have a big kind of very eclectic group of these running backs. So I'm really interested to see where things go. The logic says, okay, you have Alvin Kamara, who has this incredible ability still going into year 9 in space and doing all the things that he does. outside of the tackles and in the receiving game and all of this stuff. So then the logic feels like, okay, so who's going to be kind of the between the tackles bruiser? If that's the way that the Saints go, then I think that's where guys like Cam Akers, Kendre Miller, I would even throw Clyde Edwards-Helaire in there. That's kind of where those guys come in. Devin Neal as well. And then you're looking for kind of a complementary third piece. So it's going to be a pretty major competition here. And keep in mind, too, the Saints kind of second-tier rusher that they've really leaned on for a long time and for many, many years has been Taysom Hill, not even a running back, right? But he might not be available at the beginning of the season. We'll see where things are for him from a health standpoint. But if they have to be without him, then they are really going to have to make sure that they're getting production in the run game from another player not named Alvin Kamara, as you mentioned. They might not have Taysom Hill to fall back on. And so whoever these running backs are that end up making the roster, I think a guy like Devin Neal feels like a clear, possibility as he was drafted by this organization. Kendre Miller has been around for a couple of years. So, those are the names that probably stand out. But really, any of these guys have a wide open path to making the roster based on what it is that they can do. And whoever gets those opportunities, they'll need to make the most of them because the Saints are not going to have Taysom Hill to fall back on likely early on in the season in order to be able to complement that run game.
Yeah, Ross, let's flip to the other side of the ball here on defense. And new defensive coordinator, Brandon Staley, comes in, taking over, installing new defenses, new defensive schemes. So the Saints in the past have kind of always run like the Dennis Allen type of defense where it's a little tricky. It's a little off pace for quarterbacks. They used to do a lot of two inverts and two fire zones, like some different situations. But what have you seen? I know it's hard when we don't have pads on. We're not doing 11 on 11. But what do you expect to see from the defense schematically? Is a lot of one high, two highs? Have they been showing anything? Is what percentage pressure situations? Is he a high pressure guy? Have they shown any of that?
Yeah, I think I would expect, just looking back at Brandon Staley's track record, probably some middle of field closed type of defenses, so cover one, cover three, things like that kind of populate the middle of the field and then force quarterbacks to look to the perimeter. But it's interesting because the NFL has really gone to kind of too high split safety looks as a means of trying to take away the big explosive plays and kind of force the run game. That's why we're watching offenses get bigger, more two tight end sets, more two running back sets, because that's a way to counter you're going to take away the big play over the top, but now you're light in the box. Let me go ahead and attack that. And so I think you're going to see a little bit of everything when it comes to Brandon Staley's defense. What I think that you'll notice as a big change from what Dennis Allen used to do is kind of a transition from sort of the press man back to the quarterback, eyes on the route runner type of scheme, to a more zone match, pattern matching, eyes in the backfield kind of coverage. And that's going to open up, and I've talked to a lot of the defensive players that'll be impacted by that, and a lot of them feel that it's going to open them up to go out there and make more plays. Like the Saints had, I think it was 11 interceptions over the course of the first 9 or so games, and then they had only 3 interceptions for the rest of the way throughout the rest of the season. And so this is a secondary that's hungry to go out there and make plays. And a lot of those members believe that what Brandon Staley's defense will do with allowing them to keep their eyes in the backfield should allow them to be able to kind of do that, read the quarterback's eyes, go out there, be attacking, be aggressive, and go try to make plays on the football. I think the other changes that you're going to see are the ones that we've been talked about quite a bit with stand-up pass rushers and things like that, taking advantage of athleticism and speed. But I do think that those eyes in the backfield could help the Saints with another big thing that they've struggled with over the course of the past few years, and that's the mobile quarterback. It's a big difference when you have your back turned and that quarterback starts to run versus when the entire team or a majority of the team has their eyes on the quarterback on the majority of snaps, where they can maybe react and try to go and make some plays in that area too. So I think that's a couple of places where you'll see some differences.
Last one, Ross, and we always do appreciate the time catching up with Ross Jackson here on OTB. We've talked a lot about so many different players, so many drafted guys over the last couple of years that we expect big things on this team. But I do feel like a guy that still is not a part of the conversation, at least like on the airwaves sometimes, is Kool-Aid McKinstry. Mm-hmm. And you traded, for him. Like, there's a guy you moved up in the draft for just a year ago. What is his role? How impactful is he going to be? Because like with the assets you use, and anytime you select somebody in the second round, like that's got to be like a day one starter. His rookie year was okay, but what should we expect to see from Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I think you can expect good play from Kool-Aid and continued improvement from where he was last year. If you look at his season towards the end of last year, it just got better and better and better. Those last 3 games up against the I'm not going to try to do that. The last 3 games of the year, he was targeted over 10 times and allowed, fewer than, I think it was around 5 catches and things like that. And so, you kind of saw his game kind of step into the next phase there. And he's looked outstanding in minicamp as well as in OTAs. He's been one of the standout performers coming out of the offseason programs. And so I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be tasked with oftentimes being sort of the quote-unquote cornerback 1, which doesn't always mean that he's going to be lined up across the best receiver because they're going to move receivers in and out of the slot, things like that. So that'll kind of change a little bit of what those coverage assignments are. But I assume that he will be the number 1 guy for this team at corner. He's been really disruptive at the catch point. He's super sound fundamentally, which makes him a coach's dream as well because he's not having to rely on just raw talent. The raw talent adds to what he does well from a foundational standpoint, and then he can build upon that. So I think he'll continue to get better, especially as there's more time for him, as well as when there's a pass rush introduced. That should help him out quite a bit too. And so I think we've seen some good things for him, but I think more are on the way when it comes to Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'm really interested and excited to see his 2025 season.
All right, he's our guy, Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, always putting out great articles on the New Orleans Saints and keeping you up to date. Ross, we appreciate the time as always, sir. Look forward to our next conversation.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate y'all. Take care. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, again, Ross Jackson. Nobody's locked in. No pun intended, because he hosts the Locked on Saints podcast, but always locked in, always ready to go. So appreciate his time.
I like his savviness with the defensive schemes too. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to get into.
Yeah, he is somebody that him and Nick Underhill both great assets for us to be able to have here on OTB because they can actually talk about some of the things that
we can nerd out
that we want to talk about.
We can really nerd out on this show.
Sometimes we'll start talking about it and we're like, hold up, wait a minute, do they know what that is? Those two guys certainly are going to be able to have those conversations. All right, we'll take a break. To close out today's show, I think we're going to call Alondra and get her on the line, get an update on the road trip.
Love that.
See how things are going, seeing if they went the right direction, all those type of things. So we've got that coming up for you as well. More OTB when we jump back here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
I go to BoudreauxElectrical.com. BoudreauxElectrical.com is the website. You can get that free Generac quote right there, top right corner of the website, and it gives you the ultimate peace of mind to know that no matter what during storm season, if your power goes out, it's not going to be out for long. Immediately, that whole home generator is going to kick on. You got your AC, you've got your lights, the refrigerator's still going. You're watching that ball game, it doesn't go away.
Running.
You should probably go catch it.
Go catch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, old dad jokes when you turn 40. 225-300-9389 in Baton Rouge, 985-397-1562 on the North Shore.
Yeah, get prepared. Boudreaux's Electrical. Get prepared for hurricane season. The ultimate peace of mind for your family, for your home, for your house, whatever it is. BoudreauxElectrical.com. BoudreauxElectrical.com, 985-397-1562.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Welcome back in, OTB. I got a little, heated when I saw the tight ends on this quarter-century NFL team. There's a couple of positions like linebackers.
No list is perfect.
Linebacker's tough. No list is perfect. You're right about that. Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce, and Rob Gronkowski, the tight ends. Antonio Gates, obviously a teammate of mine, so I'm going to, be biased in the answer, but 3-time first-team All-Pro, most touchdowns ever by a tight end, almost 12,000 career receiving yards, almost 1,000 career catches, played 16 NFL seasons for one team. That's pretty telling as well.
I think you could probably agree with Gronk and Tony Gonzalez, right?
Gronk for sure.
Gronk for sure.
Gronk for sure. I think Gronk might be the best ever.
Gronk's the best tight end I've seen.
I still have Gates a little bit ahead of Tony Gonzalez. When you put up their stats next to each other, I just think it's a very close argument. I could listen to either one. I think there's more routes that Gates could run. Tony certainly had a couple in his repertoire that he ran at an elite level, where I think Gates could do some receiver things.
When you on that list, like the guys you're talking about, Gates, Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, I'd even throw Jason Witten in that. You talked about that.
That's not
bad. They could translate to any offense.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's great in his own right, but it's also kind of probably a product of that offense. I don't know. Maybe this is just our opinions up here. He's probably a product. He's not the best blocker in the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you'd have to define the tight end position, right? Like,
Sure.
Kelsey's essentially just a big receiver. He's not a great blocker. Like, if you want to go tight end, like, George Kittle's a much better all-around tight end.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at this list, we're breaking it down. I'm choosing George Kittle over Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Every day, all day. Dude's a freak.
George Kittle is the most complete in the NFL.
Yep.
He's a mauler on the line of scrimmage.
Mauler.
Like he's not like a willing blocker, like he's a dude at it.
Yep. Yeah, I love that guy. He's fun to watch. He's electric. He can beat you on a corner route or a go route or a crossing route, whatever it is, but he'll also drive you in the dirt.
Yeah.
And talk about it too. Let you know about it with a smile on his face, which is pretty psychopathish.
Yeah, it is. In a good way.
But a lot of people in the chat they're bringing up Jimmy Graham.
Yeah,
okay, Jimmy Graham, great in his own right.
For sure.
Great for the Saints, a Saints legend.
Yeah, he's a
Everybody's
top 10 guy.
Been fortunate enough to hang with Jimmy quite a bit the last couple of years through our relationship.
Were y'all teammates in Green Bay?
We weren't, so we didn't cross paths, and we weren't teammates when I was with the Saints for a little bit. He came back after that.
Or Seahawks? Like never?
No,
Man.
never. No.
So I was like, y'all played for like
high-fived each other a
everybody.
lot on the way
Yeah,
out.
we high-fived on the way out, way in. But I've gotten to know him over the last couple of years just from we take a guys trip every year with some former players. And it kind of brought it up. He is about to embark on like an incredible event, a credible journey. Like if y'all don't know like Jimmy's backstory, he is one of the most like impressive humans, like Renaissance man. He's a pilot. He flies planes, jets, helicopters. He navigates weather. He's a cyclist. He does all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So he's a part of what's called the Arctic Challenge, where basically they're going to get on a canoe, a team of 4, unaccompanied by any like safety vessels or anything like that, and they're going to just row across the Arctic Ocean.
What?
I don't know if you've ever heard of that ocean. So they're
yeah.
just going to row.
Super dangerous.
Yeah, so it's all for good cause, like bringing awareness to charity and like, challenging people to push themselves, pushing their body. But yeah, it's a team of, so it's Jimmy Graham, so ex-NFL player, Navy SEALs, and rowers from like Team USA. So they've been training for like a year. I think they've done a lot of rowing and stuff on like Pontchartrain.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're doing all sorts of stuff. So Jimmy hops to his plane, flies over, and he's just it's an impressive dude, Renaissance man, and like go look it up. Like go see like this. You could see it online. The canoe that I call it a canoe. That's not what it is, but it's a rowing boat machine.
Yeah, we didn't go to the Ivy League. We don't know the term.
Yeah, so I think it's like 2 hours on, 2 hours off, 2 hours of rowing.
Ooh.
And then you get 2 hours to go like take a little rest, take a nap. They got like a little cabin. I don't know how Jimmy's gonna fit in this thing, but like, he's a big human. But yeah, dude, it's really cool. Go look it up. You can see like their sponsors, the charity that it's supporting, and it's just a really cool. You'll be able to like track their journey throughout the entire thing. And Jimmy's in charge of navigating them because of him being a pilot. He knows how to track weather, the pressures, the fronts, and everything like that. Yeah. So they're gonna have to he's gonna be doing like the weather, making sure they're not like going into a huge Arctic storm.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, pretty wild, dude.
Jimmy's not a meathead.
Oh no, definitely not a meathead.
Look, I'm not saying that meatheads can't do things like that, but that feels like a step above a meathead. Bobby Carpenter is a professor of finance at the Ohio State University, but that feels like the ceiling for a meathead. But when you're like leading into the ocean like this, that feels like,
yeah, and like the safety of the vessel and the crew kind of depends on there's some weather up ahead.
All right, well, yeah.
So I think it's 1,000 kilometers they're going, 600 miles, something like that.
Jeez,
what?
Louise.
600 miles, I believe. Yeah, it's the Arctic Ocean, guys.
Man, this is unbelievable. That's all I got.
Let's see. The Arctic Challenge is a 600-mile record-setting expedition across the Arctic Ocean, led by a diverse American crew, rowing nonstop through freezing seas to test human limits, inspire the next generation, and support youth-driven causes. How about that?
All right.
Hey, man, shout out Jimmy
Graham.
Shout out.
Get it done.
Let's go.
I'll be watching from the warmth of my house.
So it's going to be so damn warm.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. We're going to step away for the final time this week. We will check in with Alondra Rivers. They're on the road right now, road tripping to Omaha. Going to call Alondra, get kind of a behind the scenes, how it's been so far. Not sure how far they made it. We'll see if they're heading to the right direction, making good time there to Omaha. We'll have that to close out today's OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GetGordon.com. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. Right there on the website. You can do it all. You can have a conversation with the G team. You can see what the G team can do for you in the courtroom, what they've already done for others in the courtroom. If you want to see what they're doing throughout the community in Louisiana, @GetGordon is the handle on all major social media. So everywhere from Shreveport to Monroe to Alexandria to Lake Charles, Lafayette, Houma, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, does not matter. The G team is there for you. GetGordon.com.
Yeah, if you've been in an accident, you've been injured, it's not your fault. Call somebody that can help you. Trusted attorneys all over the state. It doesn't matter where you're at, car accident, truck accident, wrongful death, whatever it is. Give them a call. See how they can help you. GetGordon.com, 888-8888.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Underrated MJ here, Jordan. That's cool.
I'm cooking, man. You know I'm cooking.
What you cooking?
We cooking in the kitchen.
Dude, you gotta stop. Just because you turned 40, these dad jokes are getting out of hand.
That's 2, all right, in 3 hours. I think
Too
it's fine.
many. All right, let's go now to Parts Unknown. Producer of our show, Alondra Blank Space Villarreal, Rivers Huey, on the road to Omaha. How we doing? How's the road trip so far? Are we heading in the right direction?
I think we're headed in the right direction. It says north, so that feels right. I'm not quite sure where we're at. I think we just crossed over into Missouri.
All right, the show me state. Show me 7. I'll show you 8.
Don't know what that means, and I've never heard that before.
You remember how you felt? You remember how you felt about Blue October? That's how I feel right now.
Wait, what did you say? Wait, okay, hold on. Rivers, do you know who Blue October is? Yes. Right? Wait, what do they sing? Pay me today. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Anyways,
It's not a song.
I guess I'm the only one in this world who knows who. Me and Matt Moscona know who Blue October is.
All right. Well, how's it been? Like, how was the trip? That was a Nelly song, by the way, that I was quoting there. How's the trip been so far? Where did we stop? What time did we get back up and start the drive again?
Yeah, so it was like 9 hours of just being locked in and driving yesterday. We stopped maybe once or twice, and then we stopped in Bentonville, Arkansas. Don't know if you've heard of it, but it's
Shout out
pretty
Walmart.
poppin'. So Bentonville, and then we stopped there last night, and we just got back on the road like at 9. So we're gonna stop in. I keep saying St. Louis, but it's Kansas City.
Well, there's two Kansas cities. I mean, the Kansas side, the Missouri side. That does get confusing.
Yeah, but it's Kansas. Okay. Also, Matt, happy birthday.
Thank you.
But there's a place called Joe's Barbecue that we're going to stop at, and Anthony Bourdain talked about it. So we're going to see what that's about. Yeah, but about 6 hours from Omaha right now. We're very excited.
So once let's say you'll drive, you'll cross the city limits in Omaha. What's the plan? What's on the agenda today? Once you get there, what y'all gonna do?
So we're gonna do some bar hopping for sure. Go check out all the that are popular in Omaha. We just talked to Hunt. He went to a place called Old Market last night, so we'll probably check that out. Obviously, go to Rocco's and add to the Jello shot competition, and then we're going to go to Blatt's as well. And then, Jake, that Ryan McGee, the memorial that he talked about, we're going to go to that.
Awesome.
Apparently, the guy gives you a beer to sip on while you're shopping around, so
all right.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Absolutely it does. So one thing we always know about, like, Omaha, once LSU makes it to the championship series, is thousands of new LSU fans, not new to LSU, but new to Omaha, make their way up there, kind of like y'all are doing right now. How many have we seen on the road? Have we seen anybody with, like, LSU flags or anything on the way up there?
So I surprisingly have not seen, like, any LSU fans or any sort of Louisiana even license plates. We did stop at a gas station, and I had an LSU shirt on, and this guy was like, I like that shirt. So that counts for anything.
Absolutely. You hit him with the Go Tigers?
I did. I was like, Go Tigers.
There you go. Well done.
In my best Coach voice.
Well, that's the only way that you can do that. Is Rivers pulling for LSU or Coastal Carolina?
So she's been very neutral, but her nails are yellow.
Okay.
So I feel like that's an LSU pull. Here, Riz.
Well, they're not teal.
Here's the deal. I have brought some purple and some gold to dabble with while I'm on this trip. But, you know, I can't go full LSU.
All right. Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Something.
I feel like, you know what, I'm every day going to get progressively more an LSU fan as far as what I'm wearing.
All right.
Sounds like she's going LSU in too.
Sounds like she is going LSU to sweep Coastal Carolina. Well, y'all be safe. We got about 10 seconds left. Y'all be safe. Cheer on the Tigers.
Go Tigers!
Get to Omaha safely.
Go Tigers!
And have a lot of Jello shots.
All right, bye.
All right, see y'all later. And we'll see you later. Next
Go
week.
Tigers.
Go
and 2.
effing Tigers.
Off the bench.
And go All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Do the effing in there. Love it.
Well, you can say that, right? It's
Absolutely.
EFFING.
Mm-hmm. It's the thing.
It's okay.
Absolutely. 100%.
No, it's not. You know you can do it. No, you can do it. I know the rules.
Do it again.
We know everybody's tuned in. The FCC's up there. We know it.
You got it.
Everybody's tuned in to OTB. But All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Go buy new, go lease, go rent a vehicle. It's all right there for you. And everything, as we always tell you, is available no matter what you're looking for. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Any make, any model, any size, whatever your need is, they got you covered over there. What better way to celebrate LSU in the World Series? Go buy a new car. Let's do this. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, 225-433-0105.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always. No paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN.